Ryu, who turned on Mangekyo Sharingan, has already seen Cloud Shinobi rushing over. Ryu found that Cloud Shinobi is a real improper person. He didn't even check whether there were any traps, and rushed over like a foolish man. So floating, you are seeking your own death. Ryu watched as he stepped on the trap and was either killed by the detonation talisman, or by the flying Chiban or Cloud Shinobi pierced by the shuriken, calm and indifferent. Kill. Third Raikage roared, using lightning-style chakra mode, surrounded by lightning and revitalizing his body, as if he had an extra layer of armor. This is the strongest shield. Relying on the body that can be called the strongest defense, he rushes to the forefront, helping Cloud Shinobi use his body to destroy those traps. The detonation talisman exploded in front of Third Raikage, and it couldn't cause any injuries. This guy can harden the wind-style spiral shuriken. This kind of attack can't help him at all. Susanoo. The blue chakra instantly turned into a chakra samurai holding two swords and wearing armor, but unfortunately only had the upper body. Cut. The two swords slashed towards the front, one blow went straight to the Third Raikage, and the other slash attacked Cloud Shinobi behind. Rumble. The ground in front was torn apart by sword energy, and Third Raikage, who rushed over in the lead, directly slammed Susanoo's slash. In front of Susanoo, Third Raikage's body was so small that he was directly cut and flew out by a single blow. At the same time, Cloud Shinobi at the rear was also beheaded by Ryu with a single sword. Father. Master Raikage. Seeing the beheaded Third Raikage, whether it was I or Tutai and other Cloud Shinobi, they were a little panicked. Ryu's Susanoo greatly boosted the morale of the Konoha village ninja. Looking at the terrifying monster ahead, is that the legendary Susanoo. They are all ninjas of major families, so they are very knowledgeable. Although they have never seen Susanoo, they have also heard of rumors. The god technique that only Mangekyo Sharingan can use, the world can't escape death when they see it. As expected of Third Raikage, this body is hard enough. Ryu can see that Third Raikage is not dead, and he can't even see Third Raikage's injuries from the outside. The Third Raikage, who was cut into the air by several tens of meters, climbed up from the big hole on the ground. His aura was undiminished, and he was majestic and without any injuries in the eyes of others. However, after Third Raikage knew that he was not uninjured, even Nine Tails would never feel comfortable with Susanoo's sword. Come with me. Ryu's voice came from inside Susanoo, and the surrounding Konoha shinobi could hear it. Then he started to move. Susanoo has no legs, but this does not mean that Susanoo can't move. Susanoo can move with Ryu. Susanoo, who was comparable in size to the tail beast, rushed towards the Cloud Shinobi troops. This time Susanoo did not chop, but swept. Hurry up and avoid it. Third Raikage calmed down the internal injury that was chopped off, and yelled at Cloud Shinobi. Although Third Raikage has warned, there are still many Cloud Shinobi that have been slashed. The number of Cloud Shinobi who died this time is many times more than before. In addition, several Jonin were killed by Ryu. In fact, Genin, Chunin, and Jonin were treated equally in front of Susanoo. They all belong to that kind of cannon fodder. All block Susanoo, you guys deal with Konoha shinobi. After speaking, Third Raikage went straight to Ryu, and Cloud Shinobi and the ninjas of Konoha village subconsciously made room for Ryu and Third Raikage to fight. They didn't dare to get in. Susanoo killed them in action, and even Konoha shinobi didn't dare to get close to Susanoo. Ryu also told them not to get too close to themselves, otherwise, they would also worry about hurting themselves. Boom. Third Raikage uses a thunderous body and moves like a thunder. If you remove the Flying Thunder God technique, I am afraid that Third Raikage is the number one in speed. The fist hit Susanoo, and the terrifying force cracked Susanoo's outer armor. This attack is really scary. Almost broke through Susanoo's defense, but it didn't matter just to hit the crack, it could be repaired in an instant. The defense is so terrifying. When Ryu lamented the horror of Third Raikage's attack, Third Raikage also shocked Susanoo's defense. This punch used all its power, even 8 tails could fly out with a single punch, but hitting Susanoo just made some slight cracks in the armor. At this time, Susanoo abandoned the long sword in his hand, clenched his fist and blasted his hammer towards Third Raikage. Perceiving the crisis, Third Raikage had to retreat. Lei instantly left the place, speeding like thunder passing by. Susanoo seemed a little awkward facing Third Raikage. Hide. You can hide and count me lose. Ryu sneered, how could you easily avoid my attack? Back in time. Third Raikage, who had already escaped from the range of his fist, was pulled back by the power of time backwards, and then his fist hit Third Raikage's body head on. The ground shook and the mountain shook, and this punch could break a small mountain. Do you died? Ryu controls Susanoo to raise his fist and look at Third Raikage. After seeing the safe and sound Third Raikage, Ryu is a little disappointed. Definitely get lightning-style chakra mode. This defense is really terrifying, and the terrifying physique of third Reikage should have been trained in lightning-style chakra mode. Pun immune to death for you, I'll give you another punch. I see how many punches you can block me. Ryu controls Susanoo's fist to fall again. As long as third Reikage escapes, Ryu uses time to backtrack to return the escaped third Reikage to the original place. It seems that this defense is not invincible. After dozens of punches in a row, third Reikage also looked miserable. His ribs were broken several times, his arm was also broken, and there was no good place on his body. However, Ryu's eyes are also a bit sore, and the pupil technique consumes a lot of time, especially the eye that uses time retrospect, which makes Ryu feel as if he has stayed up late for 3 days. Looking back in time, this pupil technique consumes too much pupil power. I use it a dozen times in a row, and Ryu can't bear it, and he also turns on Susanoo. Susanoo is also a big consumer of pupil power. When Susanoo is relieved, Ryu is slightly tired, but his condition is definitely better than third Reikage. Big Ball Rasengan. This is an enhanced version of Rasengan. The bigger Rasengan is indeed more powerful. Bang! Third Reikage was smashed into the air by a blow. Ryu looked at third Reikage in surprise. He was beaten all over his body with cuts and bruises, and third Reikage, who had no less than 10 fractures, was able to get up. Blocking Ryu's big ball Rasengan with his left arm that was still intact, he was smashed and flew out. I see how long you can last. Regardless of the cost of Ryu's pupil skills, Chakra is still terrifying. Right now, Ryu has enough chance to kill the third Reikage in front of him. Are you Uchiha Ryu? Third Reikage made a hoarse voice, constantly spitting blood in his mouth, and suffered internal injuries and external injuries. If his body were not scary enough, he would have died long ago. Third Reikage, don't you even know me? Ryu has a cold look on his face. How much this guy didn't put him in his eyes before. He has been labeled as such now, and his identity is still being determined. No wonder you became a commander. You didn't expect that you started Mangekyo Sharingan at a young age. Third Reikage squeezed his fist. In fact, his whole body was trembling, and his body was broken in many places. It was already very reluctant to be able to stand strong. Fire style extinguish the fire. Ryu is not willing to talk nonsense, he just wants to quickly resolve the threat of third Reikage. The terrifying fire style ninjutsu, carrying a monstrous fire, burned towards the third Reikage. Facing the sea of fire that was about to come to him, third Reikage didn't want to sit still. He wanted to avoid him, but the injuries on his body made it difficult for him to move and he could only wait for death here. Quickly, save Lord Reikage. Everyone who knows water style will use water style. Tutai led hundreds of Cloud Shinobi to rush in, while running wildly while using water style ninjutsu. In Cloud Shinobi, there are not many people who know water style ninjutsu, but it is not uncommon. The water style released by a dozen Cloud Shinobi extinguished Ryu's arrogance. However, third Reikage didn't completely escape this calamity. Half of his body was burned extensively, which looked terrifying. Retreat with Master Reikage. The soil platform that ran in the front grabbed third Reikage, threw it towards the back, and then went straight to Ryu without stopping. Don't even think of hurting Master Reikage with me. Tutai and Cloud Shinobi behind him regard death as home. Just because you want to block me, you can't help yourself. Flying Thunder God Kanai was thrown out by Ryu like a rain of flowers, and then he held the incarnation of Kanai in his hand and began to shuttle through Cloud Shinobi. Tutai led to the rescue of third Reikage by the elites. There are several elite Jonins, 10 Jonins, and the others are special Jonins. Except for a few people who retreated with third Reikage, everyone else rushed towards Ryu. But under Ryu's harvest, they fell like wheat, without cutting their throats, and Rasengan's face was muddled. Except for the elite Jonin, they could dodge by the instinctive reaction between life and death, and everyone else could not escape Ryu's attack. Damn it, I have to hold it back if I spend my life. Tutai shouted. This is the moment of their sacrifice. Even if they sacrifice their lives, third Reikage must be safe and sound. If something goes wrong with third Reikage, their Cloud Shinobi will be in chaos, and third Reikage is their spiritual support. If the spiritual support falls, they will not be far from defeat. Third Reikage is really fate. Ryu glanced in the direction of third Reikage and gave up chasing and killing third Reikage, because the Cloud Shinobi troops had already gone to escort third Reikage to retreat. HMPH, you have no chance to run after he ran. Ryu with one hand, Reikari with the other, Rasengan, 2 Jonin died unwillingly in his hands. You still want to go? Leave it to me. This time Ryu was staring at the soil platform. If it hadn't been for this guy to bring someone over, third Reikage would have died in his hands. At this time, Uchiha's ninjas all rushed to help Ryu solve the surrounding Cloud Shinobi. Illusory technique, darkness technique. Quickly seal the seal, take away all the light, and blind the surrounding ninjas. I feel that this illusion with flying thunder god technique is very incomprehensible. Ryu constantly shuttles through the place where flying thunder god does not exist. Those cloud shinobi that temporarily lose their light are the objects that Ryu slaughters at will. In the original work of Tutai, the elite who played a significant role in the Fourth Ninja Wars also died under Ryu's suffering. After nearly 100 cloud shinobi were killed, Ryu indifferently looked at the direction cloud shinobi had fled in the distance. Let the Konoha shinobi gather and chase me. Ryu gave the order. Although it is said that the poor are not chasing, the situation is different now. Third Raikage was seriously injured and dying. At this time, the chase is definitely a win. Third Raikage, you were unlucky to meet me. In this battle, Third Raikage was really frustrated. He didn't even use his strongest spear, Hell Stab and Shiban Kano, and was defeated by Ryu using Susanoo and time backtracking. If there is no time to go back to this pupil technique, Ryu may be hard to do with Third Raikage. The speed of Third Raikage is too fast. It is said that Susanoo will almost never have a chance to hit Third Raikage. But in the face of the pupil technique of time retracement, even if you run 108,000 miles in a second, it is useless. A time retracement will bring you back to where you were. Ryu led the Konoha elite troop to chase down the fleeing Cloud Shinobi. The temporary camp built by Cloud Shinobi and the supplies were afraid to flee. After I stay and break, you take my father away. I gritted his teeth so that he would be chased to death if he escaped. Only when people were left behind can he escape safely. No, after we stay and break, you take Master Raikage away. Regarding I's proposal, the other Cloud Shinobi refused. IK was trained as the next Raikage and absolutely nothing should happen. That's the decision. Two of the elites, Jonin, led 200 Cloud Shinobi who stayed behind and greeted the Konoha Shinobi who madly chased them. Ah, damn Uchiha Ryu, I swear I will never let you go. I roared, then suffocated with Third Raikage and continued to escape. Chasing all the way to the border of the Fire Country, Ryu made the Konoha Shinobi stop chasing and killing, and continuing to chase and kill would not be able to catch up, it was enough. Cloud Shinobi, who was originally into the Country of Fire, has now been driven out by them. He won a battle, and won with only one battle. This makes many Konoha Shinobi feel like dreams. Afterwards, many Konoha Shinobi players looked at Ryu in awe. In this battle, their number was 3 times less than that of Cloud Shinobi. The final victory was definitely Ryu's credit. If it weren't for Ryu's quick defeat of Third Raikage and Cloud Shinobi's confusion, the outcome of this battle might be unknown. Count the casualties. Ryu gave orders to Uchiha. He knows that the loss in this battle is definitely not small, don't look at them chasing them all the way, but before Ryu defeats Third Raikage, his solid wood leaves are at a disadvantage. After that, Uchiha Wild wanted a list of casualties. Konoha killed and injured about 300 people, and Uchiha tribesmen killed and injured 30 ninjas. It is impossible to have casualties in the war, but in this battle, many Uchiha tribesmen started 3 Tomo Sharingan. The Uchiha tribe who owns 3 Tomo Sharingan is at least a Jonin. For a little more practice, that is the elite Jonin. After that, Ryu sent people to report the results of the battle to Sarutobi Hiruzen. In addition, Ryu sent the Hyuga tribe to explore the realm of Cloud Shinobi again. Although Cloud Shinobi was defeated by Ryu, who knows if they will kill the carbine. Ryu didn't want to cause damage because of carelessness. Cloud Shinobi hasn't returned to the Land of Thunder, isn't it a thief? Through the detection of the Perception Ninja, Cloud Shinobi was driven out of the territory of the Country of Fire, but did not leave, but stationed in the country of Tien. Tanokuni is only a small country, and he dare not offend Cloud Shinobi at all, and can only let Cloud Shinobi be stationed in their country. Father, your injury is too serious and you must return to Cloud Shinobi village to recover. I looked at Third Raikage worriedly. At this time, Third Raikage was bandaged. There were more than a dozen fractures and extensive burns. It was quite terrifying. If he was a weaker person, he might have died. I can't go back, Tutai's hatred must be reported. Third Raikage's eyes were blood red. He already knew that Tutai had died in the hands of Uchiha Ryu in order to save him, so he was unwilling to go back. But I doesn't know how to persuade his father. Now Cloud Shinobi has suffered heavy losses, and there is still no supplies to supply, and the people's hearts are in disarray. Third Raikage's serious injury had too much impact on Cloud Shinobi's troops. Third Raikage, who was invincible in their hearts, was beaten to the ground, as if they had destroyed their beliefs. No, before the words were finished, a chaotic voice suddenly came from outside, and Third Raikage's eyes narrowed. Could it be that the Konoha Shinobi took the initiative to attack? That's right, it was the Konoha Shinobi troops who took the initiative to attack. Isn't it normal to attack when the third Raikage is seriously injured and Cloud Shinobi's heart is distracted? Ryu personally led the remaining ninja troops and used Susanoo to open the way in front. The traps set by Cloud Shinobi couldn't stop Ryu at all. Go. Despite the endless hatred of Uchiha Ryu in his heart, his sanity is still there, so third Raikage knows that leaving now is the best choice. Otherwise, if Uchiha Ryu really kills, the current Cloud Shinobi troops will really be unable to resist. Cloud Shinobi, who had been defeated, fled again, and now has escaped into the territory of Thunder Land. Ryu also took the ninja to chase down to the border of Thunder Country, and even planned to enter Thunder Country, but many people disagreed. Although many people are afraid of Ryu, they don't want to follow Ryu into the Land of Thunder. They just defeated 3,000 Cloud Shinobi. And in the Cloud Shinobi village, there are nearly 10,000 ninja troops, depending on how they head-to-head with the same Shinobi village. Master Ryu, Master Naruto has sent us a letter asking us to stop pursuing, so I don't agree to enter the Land of Thunder. What we need is to retreat back. Although you are the commander, the orders of Naruto-sama are more important. If Ryu-sama insists, then you can stay here. We are going to reinforce the Yu no Kuni battlefield. This is the order of Naruto-sama. Ryu looked at these people plainly. He didn't stop him, but Ryu thought it was stupid for these people to have Sarutobi Hiruzen. They defeated Cloud Shinobi, but Cloud Shinobi didn't choose to surrender. Maybe they won't make a comeback, retreat without forcing them to surrender. Then retreat. Ryu turned and left. It is impossible for him to sillily enter the territory of Thunder Country alone. As for taking the Uchiha tribe with him, that's not okay, otherwise the Uchiha tribe alone will still not be able to beat it. Ryu's strength is still not enough. Although a Danin village is not a big threat to him, he does not have the strength to suppress a Danin village alone. Ryu will have this ability after turning on Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, but Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan will have to wait until after the war. Ryu led the people to retreat, and the chased Cloud Shinobi also breathed a sigh of relief, and then returned to Cloud Shinobi village to rest. This time Third Raikage did not raise any objections, but Third Raikage didn't think it would just leave it alone. After his injury recovered, he would take someone to attack Konoha village. In fact, Third Raikage was very confused about his defeat this time. Susanoo's attack was terrifying, but the attack speed was not that ridiculous. Why do I only react when I attack you every time? It's not difficult to avoid Susanoo's attack with his ability. Why can't you avoid it every time? Is it Mangekyo Sharingan's pupil technique? Third Raikage guessed silently in his heart that he still knew too little about Mangekyo Sharingan. After all, it was the first time he had seen Mangekyo Sharingan with his own eyes. Ryu became famous in the first battle, leading 1,000 Konoha Shinobi to defeat the 3,000 Cloud Shinobi, and also severely inflicted Third Raikage. Most of the ninja knew about this. Because of this battle, Cloud Shinobi village, which was originally feared by other major Shinobi villages, was regarded as a paper tiger, and Third Raikage was rated as the weakest among the 5 shadows by many people. It is estimated that this incident will cause Third Raikage to vomit blood. The former titles of the strongest spear and the strongest shield, and the powerful enemy 8 tails, are now being blown out. They don't know how strong Uchiha Ryu is. They only know that Uchiha Ryu is only 12 years old. Third Raikage was defeated by a 12-year-old kid. The 5 shadows is the weakest. Ryu also knows about these rumors, and he has also heard them. Ryu smiled darkly at this. If anyone really dared to regard Third Raikage as the weakest of the 5 shadows, he might be shit. Why are you here? Is third generation worrying about me? Ryu looked at Tsunade, who came eagerly. At this time, the relationship between him and Tsunade is not so natural. He used to speak more casually, but now it is a bit blunt. Tsunade gave Ryu a complicated look, and then said, Naruto asked me to take the Konoha Shinobi troops to the battlefield of the Kingdom of Rain. Not long after defeating Cloud Shinobi, Sarutobi Hiruzen hurriedly sent someone to take back Ryu's command. Diaresis, oh, then you take it away, Ryu said flatly. He didn't care, anyway, those people just listened to him superficially, and it didn't matter if they didn't have the title of commander. However, Tsunade felt that it was too much. Her teacher didn't say rewards and did meritorious service to defeat Cloud Shinobi, but Sarutobi Hiruzen did not say half of the credit for Uchiha Ryu. Now that she was asked to take over his power, Tsunade didn't want to come, but Third Hokage gave an order. In fact, it is more important for Tsunade to stay on the battlefield of the Kingdom of Rain, but Third Hokage sent Tsunade over. In fact, there is a deep meaning in his heart. I heard that Uchiha Ryu and Tsunade have a good relationship, but this time he sent Tsunade to take over Uchiha Ryu's power. No matter how good the relationship is, there will definitely be a gap. It's just that Sarutobi Hiruzen thinks too much. Ryu doesn't think that the Konoha shinobi who is handed over to him are the power in his hands. Tsunade took the ninja troops to the Rainy Country battlefield, and Ryu also went to the Rainy Country battlefield with him. This is also the trading condition of Ryu and Sarutobi Hiruzen, and it is not the end of the task of Cloud Shinobi Ryu. When he came to the battlefield of the Kingdom of Rain, Ryu became a relatively idle person. Well, the Uchiha people he brought with him were under his command for the time being, because he couldn't do anything else. This war is going to end soon, and I don't want to delay it for too long. Looking towards the Rainy Country, a glimmer of light flashed in Ryu's eyes. The task reward, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. If you get Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, even if Uchiha Madara is still alive, he can't be helped. After all, Uchiha Madara is old, and the combat effectiveness is bound to decline, and Uchiha Madara's Rinnegan should have been transplanted to Uzumaki Nagato. Uchiha Madara is a potential enemy in Ryu's mind. It's not that there is an enmity between them. Both sides have never met, but in Ryu's mind, anyone who has the power to threaten his life is a potential enemy. It has been half a month since Ryu came to the battlefield of the Kingdom of Rain. This half-month war has not started at all, mostly small-scale battles. Are you here to find me? Looking at the figure that appeared to him unexpectedly, she should be very busy, right? Well, I promised to teach you medical ninjutsu before. Tsunade will never break my promise. That's right, the person who came to Ryu was Tsunade. At this time, she was holding a note in her hand. This is what she wrote about medical ninjutsu. For any medical ninja, Tsunade's note is invaluable. Are you wooing me for Konoha? Ryu raised an eyebrow and asked. Tsunade's expression instantly became cold. Do you think I have another purpose in coming? At this time Tsunade squeezed his fist and was very angry, and there were more cracks in the ground under his feet. This was caused by Tsunade's power burst. Humph. With a cold snort, Tsunade turned and left. Wait. At least keep your notes. Ryu stopped Tsunade and let Tsunade's footsteps stop. Then Ryu took Tsunade's notes. Perhaps he was like a villain, and Tsunade had no other purpose in coming here. The notes have been given to you. If you don't understand, you can ask me. As for whether I will teach you, it depends on my mood. Tsunade said coldly. Thank you, Tsunade. Ryu thanked him sincerely, speaking of which he learned a lot from Tsunade, such as kaiju and medical ninjutsu. Medical ninjutsu is not simple. If you only rely on Ryu's own research, you don't know how long it will take to get started. Tsunade's advice is indeed much simpler. Humph. Tsunade snorted coldly, as if he was still upset with Ryu, and left without talking to Ryu. It seems that some will be busy next. Ryu opened Tsunade's notes and suddenly his eyes widened. 100 healings mark? What does this woman mean? He did not expect that Tsunade would even give him the 100 healings mark. 100 healings mark is an S-level sealing technique, which is not available in the Uzumaki clan, but Uzumaki Mito will have 100 healings mark. Perhaps this 100 healings mark was researched by Uzumaki Mito. 100 healings mark can store chakra and has the ability to stay young forever, but after practicing, a prismatic mark will appear on the forehead. Cultivation or not? Ryu is a bit entangled. In fact, 100 healings mark has no use for Ryu, but it is not very big. His own chakra is enough, there is no need to store chakra for the outbreak. As for the eternal youth, I am sorry that Ryu is only 12 years old this year, and he needs the eternal youth. In fact, the most important thing is that Ryu cares about the prismatic mark. If there is no prismatic mark, Ryu will definitely practice. But putting this prismatic mark on a woman's forehead will add a bit of beauty, but on a man, it feels a bit enchanting, and Ryu can't accept it. Forget it. Even if Makoto doesn't laugh at me after practicing, the little girl Kushina will laugh at me. Ryu chose to give up, but Ryu took a closer look at the 100 healings mark. If it can be improved, it is not impossible to practice. Unfortunately, Ryu's current ability is not enough to improve 100 healings mark, so let's talk about it later. 3 days passed in a flash, and Ryu had no missions, so he had been studying medical ninjutsu at Konoha camp. Tsunade came again the day before yesterday, and gave him medical ninjutsu with a cold face. Now Ryu can be treated simply. However, advanced medical ninjutsu such as healing jutsu has not yet been mastered. It is really not easy to learn. Even if Ryu is talented, he can't do it overnight, not to mention that Ryu cannot always study medical ninjutsu. That night, the moon was black and the wind was high, and there was no sound of insects in a radius of 10 miles. Rock Shinobi, Rain Shinobi, and Sand Shinobi joined forces and launched a raid towards the Konoha camp. I haven't been harassed before, but now I still disturb my dreams. I think you are all tired of living. Ryu opened his eyes and walked out with a cold expression on his face. This time, the attack by the allied forces of Sanin village was very successful, probably because there has been no battle, so that the Konoha shinobi had relaxed their vigilance, and now suffered a big loss. You kid die for me. Hee, and I came to die on purpose. Ryu indifferently eliminated a rock shinobi village ninja who dared to do something with him. Then Ryu frowned. In the darkness, the Konoha shinobi and the enemy ninja were mixed, unable to use ninjutsu at all. If you use ninjutsu, you may die under ninjutsu than your enemies. This kind of war restricts my performance. Ninjutsu in a wide range, and Susanoo can't be used, unless Ryu is unscrupulous to kill the enemy and doesn't even care about himself. But with Flying Thunder God technique, even if Ryu doesn't use the ninjutsu of large-scale clearing, the killing speed is still very fast. Well, we meet again at Third Case Cage. Ryu saw an acquaintance and immediately greeted him. Third Case Cage, who had been killing Konoha shinobi, had a stinky expression after seeing Ryu. Big Ball Rasengan. Instantly used Flying Thunder God to appear behind Third Case Cage, and then used Rasengan to smash it down towards Third Case Cage. The power of A-level ninjutsu is no longer weak, especially Big Ball Rasengan is an enhanced version of Rasengan, which is close to the power of S-level ninjutsu. So Third Case Cage tried his best to resist and was still smashed out. Then Ryu used Reikiri to kill him again towards Third Case Cage. Within half a minute of an instant, Third Case Cage had 3 wounds on his body, and his body was also covered with mud, looking very embarrassed. Why are you getting weaker and weaker? Ryu asked Third Case Cage disgustingly, feeling that Third Case Cage's strength was not as strong as before. Third Case Cage wants to vomit blood. It's not that he is weak, but Ryu is stronger. Ryu's strength is in the ascendant stage, and he works very hard in cultivation, so it is natural to become stronger. Forget it. A quick decision. Ryu didn't plan to play with Third Case Cage anymore, and started Mangekyo Sharingan. Looking at the strange Mangekyo Sharingan, Third Case Cage's heart was full of souls, closing his eyes directly, turning his head and using the body flicker technique to flee madly. What the hell? Ryu looked at Third Case Cage who was running away. It was the performance of Third Case Cage that surprised Ryu too much. Ryu had forgotten to hunt down. Dignified Third Case Cage, I was as timid as a mouse, scared away when I saw my Mangekyo Sharingan. Ryu despises Third Case Cage in his heart. It's really shameful. That's what deserves to be the shadow of a village. In fact, the reason why Third Case Cage escaped was because after Ryu turned on Mangekyo Sharingan, he felt the crisis of death. Under the threat of death, where does Third Case Cage care about his own face? Face is not important to life. He is still young, and he only became Third Case Cage not long before he does not want to die on the battlefield. The escape of Third Case Cage was also seen by some ninjas around. Among them, Sand Shinobi was a little ashamed. His own shadow was scared to escape. Is this really their strongest wind shadow? The ninjas in other villages naturally despised Third Case Cage, and even looked down upon Sand Shinobi. This sneak attack from the allied forces of Sanin village was finally repelled by Konoha, which is Konoha's home court. What's more, Konoha village, as the cradle of genius, naturally has many strong ones. Third Case Cage was scared off by Ryu. Ryu began to kill and flee with the enemies killed by the Uchiha tribe. Other Konoha shinobi saw the Uchiha tribe and Ryu as fierce as they did, and they didn't want to be compared. The fighting power that broke out scared the allied forces in Sanin village. After repelling the enemy, Sarutobi Hiruzen came to praise Ryu, but there is no substantial reward for such verbal praise, and Ryu has always been very disdainful. The repelled Third Case Cage, Onoki, and Hanzo of the Salamander were sitting together at this time. Third Case Cage, I heard that you were scared by Uchiha Ryu and ran away yesterday. Is this true? Onoki asked faintly, with a strange tone of yin and yang, as if he was deliberately taunting Third Case Cage. Hanzo of the Salamander watched his nose and nose, but when he looked at Third Case Cage, he also hid a bit of disdain. This young Fengying was useless. The allied forces in Sanin village seem to be very reliable, but in fact they are intriguing, especially Onogi, who seizes the opportunity to mock people, just like showing off. You haven't played against Uchiha Ryu. I don't know his powerful. Third Case Cage's face was sullen. If he didn't escape yesterday, he might have died on the battlefield, so in addition to choosing to escape, Third Case Cage had no choice. Hee, just a kid, how powerful he can be. Oyemu sneered. He turned on Mangekyo Sharingan, don't you know? Third Case Cage stood up angrily and stared at the little old man Onogi. In fact, Onogi is now in his prime, but he looks like a little old man, probably because he has a lot of affairs in the film industry, and he looks a bit old. For example, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is only about 40 years old now, but looks no different from 50 years old. Listening to Third Case Cage's words, listening to Third Case Cage's angry roar, Onoki was slightly silent. I don't look down on Uchiha Ryu's age, but Mangekyo Sharingan must be respected. Speaking of which, Onoki also has a psychological shadow on Sharingan. When I was still young, I followed my teacher Second Tsuchikage to Konoha to discuss the alliance, but it happened that I met Uchiha Madara. Then Uchiha Madara used Susanoo to inflict heavy damage on the two of them, the teacher and the apprentice, and taunted them for a while. Onogi still remembers these things. Uchiha Madara can be said to be the childhood shadow of Onoki. Uchiha Ryu was able to match me before using Mangekyo Sharingan, but now that Mangekyo Sharingan is turned on, he is already stronger. Third Kazekage said in a deep voice toward Onoki and Hanzo of the Salamander. This time he put gold on his face, and he was on par with Ryu. When did he go on and off with Ryu? When facing Ryu, he was beaten and then fled in a hurry. You can't even beat Uchiha Ryu who doesn't use Mangekyo Sharingan. Onoki and Hanzo of the Salamander have a strange look on their faces. They look at Third Kazekage as if they are looking at trash. No, this is the look at trash. What do you mean? Third Kazekage is not a fool. They have seen the meaning in their eyes, and they didn't even hide it. They clearly told Third Kazekage that we were looking at trash. If you think you are stronger than me, you can go to Uchiha Ryu to compete. Don't taunt me here, unless you want to fight Sand Shinobi Village. In the face of Uchiha Ryu, he can do nothing but his promise, but in the face of Onoki and Hanzo of the Salamander, Third Kazekage is not incapable of making a big punch. Is Third Kazekage really weak? If you don't use the dust, Onokijin may not be able to play Magnet Style's Third Kazekage. As for Onoki's use of Dust Escape, Third Kazekage may accidentally be killed by Dust Escape. Hanzo of the Salamander, although he is called the Ninja Demigod, he is not much stronger than Third Kazekage. The strength of the three of them is actually half a caddy. Even if Third Kazekage is slightly weaker, the gap is extremely limited. As a ninja, how could it be weak? Didn't you see that Sasori used Third Kazekage as a whole card? The Konoha village has not yet been defeated. It is not the time for us to have conflicts. Hanzo of the Salamander came out in muddy, and now if there is infighting, it will be difficult to defeat Konoha village. Third Raikage this waste, we dragged most of Konoha village's combat power, and we were actually defeated. Onoki calmed down and did not trigger conflicts with Third Kazekage, but at this time he scolded Third Raikage. Before hearing that Third Raikage sent troops to divide the cup, Onogi was very angry. Later, when he received the news that Third Raikage was defeated, Onogi was a little gloating. But now I start to complain that Third Raikage is too wasteful. Sure enough, it is not only women who are fickle, but even the little old man Oyemu is fickle. Actually, Konoha village can't beat us. Right now they are just bracing. Whether it is the number of ninjas or other aspects, we have overtaken Konoha. Onoki began to analyze that the number of their ninjas was several times that of Konoha village. Although Konoha village once again added a reinforcement force, it still opened a big gap with them. So we don't have to spend it with Konoha, we will directly gather all our forces and attack the Konoha shinobi with all our strength. If it goes on like this, it will not be good for their Sanin village coalition forces. They consume a lot of materials on the battlefield, which are all wasted money. The war is fighting money, and Konoha village has the support of the wealthiest country of fire. Together, they may not be better than Konoha economically. Because most of the land is desert, the country of wind is poor, and the country of rain knows by looking at the chaos within its borders. The poor can't open the pot. Only the country of the earth is better, but it is definitely not better than the country of the fire, and all will be slammed by the country of the fire, which is why they attacked Konoha and the country of fire. After all the forces are assembled, who will command? Third Kazekage asked Onoki. In fact, the three parties had their own ghosts, so they had been unable to gather the ninja forces together. This was also the reason why Konoha was able to stick to it. If they really united and could trust each other, Konoha would have been unable to withstand it long ago. Of course I will be the commander-in-chief. Onoki reluctantly recommended himself. Third Kazekage is too young. Hanzo of the Salamander is just the leader of Shounen village, and he is not worthy of fighting with him, only he is suitable for the commander-in-chief. With a sneer on Third Kazecage's face, he obviously refused. On the other side, Hanzo of the Salamander was silent. In fact, silence had already expressed his attitude, and he did not agree with Onogi as the commander-in-chief. In case Oyi Muking and the others send the ninjas of their ninja village as cannon fodder, wouldn't they have suffered heavy losses? Anyway, they can't trust Onoki. They came together because of profit, not because of trust. Sanin village gathered together to discuss for a long time. The final result was unhappy, and it was okay to gather to attack Konoha, but everyone wanted to be the commander-in-chief. In the end, no one can be regarded as. Third Kazekage angrily left. Hanzo of the Salamander also returned to Rain Shinobi camp. Although their Rain Shinobi is the weakest one, it does not mean that Hanzo of the Salamander is willing to obey other people's commands. His ambition is to make the country of Rain the 6th largest country, and Rain Shinobi Village becomes the 6th largest shinobi village, so naturally he is unwilling. Subordinate to others. Onoki's final expression is ugly, and the power cannot be gathered together. How to defeat the Konoha shinobi. When they gathered to discuss, Sarutobi Hiruzen also called a ninja to start a meeting to discuss how to fight next. Ryu also came to the headquarters at this time and followed with a meeting. Most of the Jonin in the camp were summoned, and Ryu had just defeated 3rd Kazekage and defeated 3rd Kazekage. Of course, he was qualified to meet and discuss together. What do you think? Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression is not very good looking. Although he repelled the allied forces of Sanin village last night, he himself suffered a lot. Teacher, I think I need to find a breakthrough and take the lead to defeat a ninja army. Otherwise Konoha will be dragged down sooner or later. Orochimaru said grimly. I also agree that Konoha village can't afford it. Hitaki Sakumo supports Orochimaru's idea. In fact, Sarutobi Hiruzen thinks the same way. The Sanin village allied forces can't afford it, and Konoha village doesn't want to consume it. No, I definitely can't take the initiative to attack now, otherwise Konoha will suffer a lot of damage, and even be defeated by the opportunity. Danzo is opposed, and it's not just Danzo. Find a breakthrough to defeat a ninja troop. It is said that it is light, you attack one of them, the other two will simply watch. In my opinion, continue to consume it, but if you want to destroy the materials in Sanin village, they will naturally retreat without a fight if they don't have the materials to support it. Listening to what Danzo said, Sarutobi Hiruzen was a little tangled, but in fact, his character is still indecisive. It is not easy to destroy the materials in Sanin village. Tsunade frowned. How to destroy the materials in Sanin village? They guarded so tightly, who could destroy the materials in Sanin village? It's not easy, but for someone, it's not difficult, right? After taking so many things, shouldn't they make their due contribution? Danzo looked at Ryu strangely. When other people heard Danzo's words, especially the ninjas of the major families, they were a little dissatisfied. They all know the gossip. It is said that Uchiha Ryu took 5 billion taels to go to the battlefield. Why can Uchiha Ryu take money? They have nothing. Especially the Uchiha Patriarch, he wanted to kill Uchiha Ryu, now almost everyone knows that Uchiha has split into 2 branches. And what Uchiha Ryu did makes him very embarrassed now, facing Sarutobi Hiruzen, he doesn't know how to get along. The Uchiha clan was dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen, but he still did not dare to turn his face with Sarutobi Hiruzen. As a result, Uchiha Ryu did this and directly let the Uchiha clan stand on the opposite side of Konoha. During these times, he also contacted Sarutobi Hiruzen several times and explained to Sarutobi Hiruzen that he and Uchiha Ryu were not the same idea and would never do what Uchiha Ryu did. Sarutobi Hiruzen also comforted the Patriarch Uchiha, and even he really had the thought of supporting the Patriarch Uchiha. The position of the next Patriarch Uchiha must not fall on Uchiha Ryu. Ryu glanced plainly at the ninjas of the major families and saw their dissatisfied eyes, with a disdainful expression on their faces. Why, you guys are unconvinced with me. As Ryu stood up slowly, the scarlet Sharingan swept over everyone, no one dared to look at him. Uchiha Ryu, are you threatening your colleagues? Snapped. A slap as fast as lightning, combined with the flying thunder god technique, directly hit Shimura Danzo's face, and slapped Shimura Danzo away. Am I threatening? Danzo told me, am I threatening? The horrible chakra breath radiated from Ryu, and everyone in the entire command looked at Ryu in shock. This guy is so bold that he hit Danzo directly, and he still hit Danzo in the face. Uchiha Ryu, don't you really put my Naruto in your eyes? Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up with a sullen face, faintly tending to do something. Hehe. What do you think? Ryu asked Sarutobi Hiruzen inexplicably. Wind-style vacuum jade. Bang bang bang. Danzo's attack hit Susanoo's arm, all blocked. Looking at Danzo's bitter eyes, Ryu smiled. Yes, you have the courage, Danzo. Do you dare to do it with me? Do you think I should pinch you to death? Ryu walked towards Danzo. The terrible pressure on his body made Jonin hard to breathe. Enough, Uchiha Ryu, do you really want to be a rebel? Of course, it is impossible for Sarutobi Hiruzen to let Ryu do something. He stood in front of Ryu, and the other ninjas in the command station also stood up and made a gesture of preparing to attack. This stinky kid. Tsunade gritted her teeth, her heart is dying. Konoha is swaying in the wind and rain. Will there be war going on inside as a result? At the same time, Tsunade looked at Danzo with cold eyes. If it weren't for this old thing to provoke Uchiha Ryu, it wouldn't be like this. Get out of my way, I don't want to say it a second time. Ryu looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen indifferently, and at the same time Susanoo instantly turned into the third form, and the headquarters was shattered by Susanoo's huge body. The Konoha shinobi outside looked at the tall Susanoo in shock, and at the same time, the people who followed Ryu realized that it was wrong and immediately rushed to this side. Ape Demon. Sarutobi Hiruzen uses summoning to give summoning his summoning monster. Uchiha Ryu, you are too much, I can't bear everything. Excessive. That's right. What if I am too strong? Can't I be arrogant if I have the strength? Or if you let me tolerate your provocations, what are you guys worthy of? Since I dare to provoke me, I will make you pay the price, otherwise everyone will think I am a bully, Uchiha Ryu. Susanoo grabbed the palm of his hand, and 2 chakra blades appeared in his hands. The blades tens of meters long were held in his hands. The terrifying deterrence made people fearful. Sarutobi Hiruzen, I want to see if you dare to do it with me, don't persuade you if you can. With that said, Ryu controlled Susanoo to slash. This blow was really merciless, and he slashed towards Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the cut Susanoo's sword coldly, and immediately turned the Sarutobi into a King Kong wishful stick, and then resisted the blow. Boom. The force of horror blew the surrounding Jonin, and the ground cracked. Sarutobi Hiruzen half kneeled on the ground, his arms trembled and blood was flowing, his injury was not light. Sarutobi Hiruzen did not expect that Ryu's sudden sword was almost hacked to death with a sword. If it weren't for him to quickly dodge after realizing that he couldn't stop it, it would not be as simple as being injured. He hurt Master Naruto, do it. The ninjas around saw that Sarutobi Hiruzen was injured, and Yuyan was ready to take action against Ryu. Stop it all. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up on his body with the King Kong wishful stick that Saru Demon turned into, and screamed to stop the Konoha shinobi who was planning to do it. Although he wants to do it in his heart, but the overall situation is important, can he play Uchiha Ryu with his hands? Even if they can win the fight, Konoha will definitely be beaten half-handed, and Sand Shinobi, Rock Shinobi, Rain Shinobi will be cheap. Seeing that the damage was only caused, and there were no casualties, Sarutobi Hiruzen breathed a sigh of relief. If someone really died in the hands of Uchiha Ryu, he would not believe it even if he wanted to spare Uchiha Ryu like this. Ryu, you are out of breath now, can you stop? Sarutobi Hiruzen clenched his injured fist and looked at Uchiha Ryu inside Susanoo. Let Danzo roll over for me, this matter can't be left easily. Ryu said coldly, what does your Sarutobi Hiruzen have to do with Shimura Danzo? Yin and Yang Wakey deliberately aimed at me, right? This time I let you Danzo never forget the lesson of this time in my life. Uchiha Ryu, you shot at the same village, shot at Hokage, Konoha village can't accommodate you. Danzo looked at Ryu embarrassedly. Just now Ryu's sword was slashed towards Danzo, and Danzo desperately avoided Susanoo's sword. Looking at Uchiha Ryu who still refuses to expose this matter, Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart is so angry, I have already subdued, I even put down Hokage's face, what do you want? Uchiha Ryu, do you still think you are a ninja from Konoha village? Just because of the contradiction in the quarrel, do you shoot against the ninja of the same village and against Naruto? Jiraiya couldn't see it anymore, and stood up and asked Ryu. Seeing Jiraiya running out, Orochimaru frowned. Jiraiya couldn't get in now, so why bother? Oh, are you saying I was wrong? Do you still think you were right? Jiraiya felt that Uchiha Ryu was incorrigible. Jiraiya, I teach you a truth, the strong will never make mistakes. Even if it is wrong, as long as I think it is right, it is right. This is my will. Whoever dares to disobey will have to die. At this moment, Ryu's breath climbed to the extreme, with a convincing dominance, as well as an icy killing intent. I always speak with my fist. If you want to prove me wrong, then beat me with your fist. Ryu's philosophy is that the weak and the strong eat the weak. Don't talk about the truth if you are weak. No matter how reasonable you are, it is wrong. Even if you have the strength, you will kill me. I will not complain. I only blame myself for being inferior to others. After turning his face with Sarutobi Hiruzen, Ryu seems to let go, or maybe it is the strength to release his nature. Danzo, today you will either bow your head and admit your mistakes, or I will let the ninjas of Konoha village be buried with you. Ryu has no scruples about what he said, and Ryu has no scruples about the attitude of the surrounding Konoha shinobi. Even if you offend everyone in Konoha village, there are not many ninjas in Konoha village who have a good impression of Uchiha. Too arrogant. He thought he could challenge our entire Konoha village by himself. The Uchiha clan is arrogant and should be driven out of Konoha village. Uchiha Ryu, is this really the case? Sarutobi Hiruzen held the King Kong wishful stick tightly and stared at Ryu. I have given you a choice. Could it be that you still want me to give in? Don't know what is good or bad. I kindly give you alms. If you don't want it, then I will send you to see Sage of Six Paths. The strong Ryu will not give in. Either Danzo will apologize softly in the aisle, or he will kill him and see if Konoha village can stop him. If you want the old man to bow his head, just rely on you, kid. Danzo stared at Ryu furiously, and it was absolutely impossible to bow his head to Uchiha Ryu, this kid. Hehe. Since you don't want to save Konoha, then I can't help it. After you die, go to Shimura Danzo to settle the account. I don't want to kill you, but Danzo won't give you a chance to survive. The decisive Ryu doesn't waste time. The two swords are slashed towards the surrounding ninjas, and the sword spirit that can slash a small mountain with one sword, killing these ordinary ninjas is like killing ants. It's crazy. Even if Danzo offends him, what does it have to do with ordinary ninjas? Jiraiya looked at Uchiha Ryu angrily, with hatred in his eyes. Does the weak eat the strong? This is the strength of the Uchiha family. Orochimaru looked at Susanoo, his eyes flashed slightly obsessively. He also yearned for power, originally thought he was a genius, but also disdain for those bloodbound ninjas. But now he saw the absolute power, the power that Konoha didn't dare to face. Originally Orochimaru was defeated by Uchiha Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan, and only then had the ultimate desire for Sharingan, but now that he saw the power of Ryu, Orochimaru began to yearn for the power of Sharingan. Stop it for me. Sarutobi Hiruzen roared. Uchiha Ryu went down with these two swords, and at least dozens of Konoha shinobi were killed or injured. The most important thing is that if Uchiha Ryu does cause casualties, then Uchiha Ryu has to be declared a traitor. Although Uchiha Ryu has touched Sarutobi Hiruzen's bottom line, at this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen cannot let Uchiha Ryu become a traitor. Ryu doesn't care about Sarutobi Hiruzen's rant. Do you say stop and stop? Suddenly, Ryu's pupil shrank slightly, and then the blade cut by his right hand stopped, but the left hand was still cut off. More than a dozen ninjas were killed instantly. Why did you stop? I thought you killed me as well. Tsunade stood there low, Susanoo's sword suspended above her head, but Tsunade didn't seem to notice it, or didn't care. Tsunade, I treat you as a friend and I hope you don't get in the way of me, otherwise, even you and me will do the same. Ryu said lightly. Why is this? Why are you still fighting inside the enemy? Why? Tsunade was crying at this time, and to be honest, it was the first time that Ryu saw Tsunade. Why? Yeah. I don't know why some idiots come to provoke me. I know I have a bad temper. Why is that? Ryu was thinking about completing the task in his heart, but what does Danzo mean by being so yin and yang? Did you intentionally stir his emotions? Others may endure it, but Ryu can't endure it. I'm so strong. Why do I have to endure it? Uchiha Ryu, you are very wicked. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the Konoha shinobi who died in the hands of Uchiha Ryu, and the anger in his eyes was completely overwhelming. Think about it. Actually, for you, there is still room for maneuver. Once you make a move, then I really have no choice but to kill you. Looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen who couldn't help but start, Ryu said in a deep voice. There was a little rain in the sky, and the gloomy sky did not see a trace of sunlight, as if the light was blocked out, and only darkness was left. You won, Uchiha Ryu. Sarutobi Hiruzen's rickety body looked so old, as if he was several years old in an instant. Uchiha Ryu killed more than a dozen Konoha shinobi, who had already committed an unforgivable crime, but he finally resisted it and stopped the Konoha shinobi who wanted to attack Uchiha Ryu. All this is for Konoha, and Uchiha Ryu completely turned his face. Konoha will never have a chance, and even Konoha will be destroyed by the Sannin village coalition forces. I knew you would concede defeat. Why do you say this? Those 13 ninjas just died in vain, you know, you killed them all. Ryu disarms Susanoo and walks to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Uchiha Ryu, you are turning black and white. These people are all dead in your hands. Do you think everyone is blind and can't see? Jiraiya rushed over angrily. But that's also your reason. If you give up early, will they die? No, they won't. They all died for Danzo. Ryu glanced at Jiraiya indifferently, then walked past, towards Danzo. Danzo, Sarutobi Hiruzen has abandoned you for Konoha village. Now even if I kill you in front of everyone, no one will avenge you. How do you feel now? Ryu, who had an indifferent face just now, suddenly smiled and asked Danzo with a smile. In many people's minds, Ryu is like a demon. Hate? No, I am afraid. Danzo didn't speak, but stared at Uchiha Ryu. He wouldn't be able to catch it. Even Danzo was preparing how to kill Uchiha Ryu in one blow. Don't do those little tricks, you are not qualified to kill me. But don't worry, I won't kill you either. Konoha village still needs your stinky shit. Otherwise, who will check Sarutobi Hiruzen? Ryu didn't have any hidden words, he said it directly in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen, in front of all the Konoha shinobi around him. Well, you don't die, but the Shimura clan will have to die. You can treat them as if they died for you. I think you are willing, anyway, you have no feelings. I comforted Danzo and told Danzo that you don't need to die and don't need to be so nervous. Master Third Hokage, the war is so tense now, the ninjas of the Shimura clan, as well as the old and weak women and children, all come to the battlefield to help Konoha. For Konoha to die in battle, that is also their glory. Without their burning, how can the offspring of Konoha village grow up, right? Ryu smiled gently and spoke out like a devil. Don't you think it's too cruel? Sarutobi Hiruzen turned around and looked at the terrifying Uchiha Ryu. Is it cruel? What does it mean to sacrifice a clan for Konoha? Don't pretend to be a good person. The Senju clan was brought down by the two of you. The strongest clan that was once annihilated. I think your heart is more cruel than me, so it's ridiculous that you are cruel to me now. I think I still need to learn from you. At this time, Ryu had an expression of willingness to bow down. After all, he can kill all the members of his teacher's clans. Ryu feels that he may not be able to do it, and sure enough, he is still far behind. Uchiha. Ryu, what you said is true. Tsunade looked at Ryu tremblingly. The Senju clan was so big that it was gone. Tsunade said that it was impossible not to doubt it. The powerful Senju clan withered in non-wartime. However, in this ninja world war, several members of the promoted clans died on the battlefield. Now the Senju clan is really left with her and Nawaki. Tsunade, don't listen to him. I said, isn't it normal? When Sarutobi Hiruzen was in Naruto, the Senju clan was the first to disagree. After Sarutobi Hiruzen is stable, it's not normal to rule out dissidents. No, this kind of slanders the image of Naruto-sama. It should be called sacrifice for Konoha's stability, elimination of unstable factors, and sacrifice for Konoha's prosperity and development. The Senju clan is great. After Ryu interrupted Sarutobi Hiruzen, he said in a playful tone. It looks like a joke, but is it really a joke? In fact, Ryu has investigated things about the Senju family, so he should be satisfied with curiosity. After all, the Senju family has quietly declined, and he must want to know something inside. After Sarutobi Hiruzen led Hokage, the strong of the Senju clan began to die due to various accidents, many of which were classified tasks given by Sarutobi Hiruzen. On the surface, the Senju clan is reused, and all dangerous tasks are given to the Senju clan. The powerful Senju is gone. Uchiha Ryu. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at Ryu tightly. He wanted to kill Uchiha Ryu now to prevent him from saying anything. After all, he and Danzo did a lot of shameful things, which is why he tolerated Danzo. After he became Hokage, Danzo did the dirty work. Don't be so excited, I'm just joking. After all, the atmosphere was not very good just now. I made a joke to invigorate the atmosphere. How could we Hokage-sama do such nasty things? Ryu waved his hand and said with a smile. Some ninjas around who heard Ryu's words all relaxed. How could their Hokage do such a thing? However, some ninjas still had doubts in their hearts. Of course, they were all clever and did not speak. Especially the patriarchs of the major families, all of them watched their noses and minds, and they were all old foxes. To die, they were the first to suspect the decline of the Senju family, but the decline of the Senju family was also a good thing. After all, the Senju family at that time were truly Big Macs. Other families are under Senju suppression, and their demise is what all families love to hear. Diaresis, after 3 days, I hope that the Shimura clan, men, women, young and old, even a dog will come to the battlefield for me, otherwise, you understand the consequences. Ryu didn't want to talk nonsense, and left. The Uchiha people who came around followed in Ryu's footsteps and left. All go away. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't want to say anything. He knew that after this time, he would definitely be questioned, and his reputation would definitely fall to the bottom. But no way. For Konoha village, Uchiha Ryu must be tolerated. However, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Anbu's ninja to go down and gave everyone a password. Although there were a lot of Konoha shinobi around, some of them didn't hear any support at all. Those who hear, let them shut up if they can shut up, and just be honest if they can't. Tsunade. Why haven't you left? You don't really believe what Uchiha Ryu said just now. Jiraiya looked at Tsunade, who was standing motionless, and shouted to her. There are some things that I have to ask clearly. Tsunade glanced at Jiraiya coldly, and then went to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Jiraiya wanted to say something, but was held back by Orochimaru. At this time, Jiraiya might be killed if he tried to persuade him again. Young master, after this war is over, we are probably going to be the focus of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Uchiha said to Ryu worriedly that he was worried about the future. Now let Sarutobi Hiruzen fall completely behind and almost break with Konoha village. After the war is over, Sarutobi Hiruzen will definitely deal with them. What are you worried about? Even if you don't do this, the Uchiha family is still a thorn in their eyes. Ryu waved his hand indifferently. In fact, Ryu had already considered the future. He has two choices. One is to get rid of Sarutobi Hiruzen and then become the new Naruto of Konoha village. This choice is more difficult. It is easy to solve Sarutobi Hiruzen, but it is not easy to become Naruto to control Konoha village. After all, Uchiha itself has conflicts with the major families of Konoha village. Even civilian ninjas don't want to see Uchiha people, including ordinary civilians, who have no favors with the Uchiha family. In this case, if Sarutobi Hiruzen is eliminated, it may not be able to become Naruto. On the contrary, Konoha will be attacked by the same enemies. And the second option is to defect to Konoha village and take the people to leave Konoha village. There is no place in this world except Konoha village. Leaving Konoha village, he can still lead the tribe to live well. Wild, if I choose to defect in the future, will you follow me? Ryu raised his head and asked Uchiha. Since following the young master, my life has been given to the young master. No matter what the young master does, I will follow. Okay, I get it. Ryu didn't doubt their loyalty either. Just now he and the Uchiha tribe arrived in the first place and confronted the Konoha shinobi. Don't call me young master from now on. Yes, Lord Ryu. Uchiha stood respectfully behind Ryu. At the same time, Tsunade left Sarutobi Hiruzen with a cold face. She asked Sarutobi Hiruzen whether the Senju clan was killed by Sarutobi Hiruzen, as Ryu said. The result was naturally an answer to denial, and she told her that it was Uchiha Ryu's means to instigate discord. But Tsunade is not a fool, although Sarutobi Hiruzen is her teacher, but Tsunade is not what Sarutobi Hiruzen says she believes. What's more, Tsunade had doubts in his heart, but he just didn't ask. When I asked this time, I only got an answer to the mission, and there will be casualties. The death of the Senju tribe was due to the enemy's interception during the mission. But for this answer, Tsunade didn't believe it, and left Sarutobi Hiruzen with a frosty look. Leaving from Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tsunade found Ryu. I didn't expect you to come to see me again. It's a bit surprised. Ryu looked at Tsunade gently. Don't look at how domineering, ruthless, and murderous Ryu was before, but in fact, he is usually relatively gentle. I want to know, is it true that the demise of the Senju clan you said is related to Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo? Is it true that you should have the answer in your heart? Actually, I don't have any evidence, but the demise of the Senju clan is indeed abnormal, isn't it? Ryu looked directly at Tsunade and said. The Senju clan lost a lot during the First Ninja World War, but after that it was still the #1 clan in the ninja world. At that time, Senju Tobirama was still alive and Uchiha was suppressed by the Senju clan. But Senju Tobirama died, and after 3rd Hokage ascended the position of Naruto, it didn't take long for the Senju clan to decline, and now there are only 2 people left. If there is another problem with Nawaki, then the whole Senju clan will only be left with Tsunade himself. I know. Tsunade had a complicated face and turned and left Ryu. What if you guessed it? Now go to her good teacher Sarutobi Hiruzen to turn your face. At first Tsunade did have this impulse, but in the end it was pressed by Tsunade. Konoha village has reached the most critical moment. Her personality is different from that of Ryu, and it is impossible to cause a major incident at this time. The Konoha village built by her grandfather is the brainchild of her grandfather Senju Hashirama. She can't watch Konoha village collapse. Let's talk about it after the war is over. 3 days later, everyone from the Shimura clan was taken to the battlefield, including those who did not become ninjas. At the same time, the Shimura clan's property was taken away by the Uchiha clan as ordered by Ryu. Anyway, the clan was going to be exterminated, and he laughed at the property. From now on you will be led by me, and you will die of disobedience. Ryu faintly looked at the members of the Shimura clan, and the murderous aura revealed on his body proved that Ryu was not joking. Uchiha Wild, let them be the vanguard to attack Sand Shinobi, and those who retreat will die. Turning his head to give a call to Uchiha, then Ryu left. What are you going to do? You are asking us to die. We want to see Lord Naruto, you are trying to murder us. Where is Lord Danzo? Lord Danzo, save us. A sound of ghost crying and wolf howling came into Ryu's ears, but Ryu did not pay attention to it, he would not be soft-hearted. A few hours later, Uchiha Wild came back. Master Ryu, the Shimura clan is dead, and I killed those who ran away. Uchiha Yi reported the results to Ryu, but at the same time hesitated, as if he had something to say. Just say whatever you want. Yes, Lord Ryu, I think we should get rid of all threats. It is better to get rid of the remaining Shimura Danzo together. Speaking of it, the Shimura clan is nothing to be afraid of. Shimura Danzo is the biggest threat. He is the soul of the Shimura clan. Danzo can die, but not now. Danzo is still useful. To put it bluntly, Danzo is a character who is a shitstick. This kind of person is meaningless if killed, and it is only useful if he is alive. After all, Konoha always needs a few moths. As a cradle of genius, it would be terrifying to have no moths. For future plans, Danzo can't die yet, he is quite useful. Now that Ryu said so, Uchiha Yi will not talk about Danzo's threat. In fact, Danzo is not threatening. Ryu's killing him is just a breeze. Although Danzo has the strength of the shadow level, it is the weakest among the shadow levels. Even the future Danzo is not able to withstand a blow in front of Ryu. Next, it's time to find a way to help Konoha village win the war. Ryu glanced at his system mission, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, let him work hard. The next day, Ryu left Konoha camp alone and headed for Sand Shinobi camp. That's right. What Ryu has to do is to single out the entire Sand Shinobi unit, not Ryu's swelling, but Sand Shinobi can't help him at all. With the Uzumaki fairy body, Ryu is not afraid of using Mangekyo Sharingan too much to cause blindness. If he has been using Susanoo, who can hurt him? As for the exhaustion of his pupil power, Ryu can use Flying Thunder God technique to leave after exhaustion, but kills again the next day. I don't know how long Sand Shinobi can hold on under his offensive. It is estimated that after a week, Sand Shinobi will be killed by Ryu. Looking at the Sand Shinobi camp, Ryu turned on Susanoo in the third form, and then slashed at the Sand Shinobi camp with a merciless sword. This was also a greeting. Third Kazekage-sama, it's not good, Uchiha Ryu is calling. What? How many people did Uchiha Ryu take? Third Kazekage stood up and asked the Sand Shinobi who came to report. Only himself. Even if he dared to come, I really thought I was going to Sand Shinobi village, why can't I stop him? Third Kazekage was so angry that he killed out angrily. After organizing Sand Shinobi's troops, he slew towards Lu Maple. One person came to provoke, and don't treat them Sand Shinobi as a human being. If you can't breathe out, Sand Shinobi village will not be able to raise your head in the whole ninja world. Third Kazekage, we meet again. Ryu looked at Third Kazekage flying in the air with the wings of sand and iron. Ryu never liked the guy who flew above his head. Get me down first. Susanoo slashed towards Third Kazekage, which was so fast that Third Kazekage had no time to escape. Boom. The ground cracked, and Third Kazekage hit the ground like a shooting star. One blow caused Third Kazekage to suffer serious injuries. I have eaten it in my hands several times and lost it, but I don't even know to be careful. Ryu sneered, and then, without even looking at Third Kazecage's direction, he slew towards Sand Shinobi's troops. Are you tickling my Susanoo? Using Chianbin to attack my Susanoo is really going to laugh off my big teeth. Are you doing acupuncture for my Susanoo? Susanoo's double knives are like death sides that harvest life. As long as they wield the sword, at least a dozen ninjas will die, and sometimes they will even kill dozens of ninjas with a single knife. No way, who would make these people stupid, standing together one by one? It seems that they are all righteous brothers, for fear that they can't die at the same time. Disperse, don't gather together, all the ninjas under Jonin retreat. Chiyo shouted loudly. Sister, if they disperse, their attacks will also disperse, and they won't be able to harm Susanoo. Ilaozu came to Chiyo and said. Do you think they can really break Susanoo by standing together and attacking? Chiyo asked Zhang. Ilao Zhang opened his mouth, at least that way, there was still a chance, but in the end he also knew that Chiyo was right, and he would die if he concentrated too much. I'm afraid that Susanoo will be slaughtered before he can defeat Susanoo. Go and see what happened to Third Kazekage. Chiyo and Ilao Zhang gave orders and released their 10 people near Song. Although they knew that the threat was not big, Chiyo could not give up the attack. This is a battle of adults beating kindergarten children. Ryu disarmed Susanoo, and at the same time dozens of Flying Thunder God Kuma were thrown out by Ryu's shadow clone. Ryu between Setsuna is the life-harvesting god of death on the battlefield, and this time he killed Jonin. Perhaps the elite Jonin can survive the battle with his experience and sense of crisis, but Jonin is only the target of the slaughter. In an instant, 20 Jonin fell at Ryu's feet. Jonin, who was the mainstay in every shinobu village, was as vulnerable as a child in front of Ryu. Thanks to Flying Thunder God technique, otherwise, Ryu would not be able to kill so fast. Using Susanoo to kill Jonin is not as fast as using Flying Thunder God technique. Flying Thunder God technique can stand in an invincible position against opponents who are stronger than oneself, and can basically slaughter against opponents who are weaker than oneself. Uchiha Ryu, You are so hot at a young age, you will be more dangerous than Uchiha Madara in the future. Chiyo looked at Ryu with hatred. Spicy? On the battlefield, don't you expect me to be merciful? It's really ridiculous. Now I give you two choices, either surrender or I will kill you Sand Shinobi village and destroy your village. Ryu held up two fingers and said coldly, don't be too arrogant for me. The spear made of sand and iron pierced towards Ryu and attacked from behind Ryu. Is this kind of sneak attack useful to me? Ryu's figure has appeared behind Third Cage. He has left the Flying Thunder God technique on Third Cage before. Even if the Flying Thunder God technique is discovered, it is difficult to destroy. Bang. Third Cage was smashed into the air by Rasengan, and Uzumaki-type injuries appeared on his back. Rasengan usually caused injuries like this. The body surface is covered with a layer of fine sand iron, which greatly reduces the damage to yourself. Your magnet style is really good. Ryu looked at Third Cage who had escaped again. If it were not for Third Cage to cover the back with fine sand and iron to form a steel defense, Rasengan's power would at least be able to kill Third Cage for half-life. I am arrogant now. You can't help me. I think it clearly. I want to kill your people easily. This time you Sand Shinobi have been killed and injured. If I attack and kill you once a day, how long can you last? Ryu asked Third Cage. In this war, you have no hope of winning. Surrender is your best choice. Surrender as soon as possible to maintain your strength, otherwise what is waiting for you is defeat. Third Cage was a little bit shy. If Uchiha Ryu said, they attacked and killed them once a day, would they be able to hold it? How long has it been since Uchiha Ryu's attacked this time? More than 100 Sand Shinobi lost their lives, and this is a ninja who does not count serious and minor injuries. Even if I am alone, I can crush you all. With that said, Ryu turned on Susanoo again, and then started a new round of massacre. This time Ryu abandoned those who are strong. Those elite Jonin are not easy to kill, and those who can become elites have experienced dozens of battles. They have rich combat experience and are very sensitive to crisis. Ryu can't kill them in seconds, so Ryu doesn't want to waste time. He killed the ordinary Sand Shinobi who had retreated. Those Chunin and Genin killed more than a dozen children. No, stop him quickly. Third Cage yelled and followed Susanoo. But it made Third Cage desperate. It is not as fast as Ryu. If you attack, it will be tickling for Susanoo, and it will not break Susanoo at all. For ordinary ninjas, it is true that Susanoo said that it is the power of gods, because they really can't help it. Even Third Cage, the ninja of the blood succession, can hardly break Susanoo's defense. The key is to break some cracks, it will be instantly repaired. The battle lasted for half an hour. Later, Ryu disarmed Susanoo. After all, the pupil power consumed was too large, and Ryu's eyes were a bit dry. But after Susanoo was disarmed, Ryu's combat power was still not to be underestimated. Sand Shinobi, who was killed by ninjutsu such as Reikiri, Rasengan, and so on, cried out for his father and mother. This time, except Shen Dun didn't use it, all other ninjutsu were used, and finally the 7 or 8 Ryu consumed by Chakra used Flying Thunder God technique to fly away. The dilapidated Sand Shinobi camp after Ryu left, Ilao Zhang was unconscious, with a scar that almost broke his stomach. This injury was not the real cause of his coma. The real cause of the coma was that he was caught in Ryu's pupil reading, and his spirit was extremely traumatized. Counselor Chiyo, how about Counselor Ilao? Third Cage was also full of scars, and even if it weren't for the rescue by Ilao Zhang, he might have gotten in under Ryu's attack. The situation is very bad, I don't know when I will wake up. Chiyo frowned. Although she could also perform medical ninjutsu, Chiyo studied the most of poisons. Fuying. What do you think of Uchiha Ryu's threat? After checking Ilao Zhang and confirming that his life would not be in danger for the time being, Chiyo asked Third Cage anxiously. When Ryu left, he threatened that if Sand Shinobi did not surrender, he would come again. In an instant, Third Cage's face fell, and he said coldly, Sand Shinobi is absolutely impossible to surrender. The reason for not surrendering is because you can't afford to surrender, because after surrendering, you have to pay Konoha war indemnity. To start this war, Sand Shinobi has already consumed all the supplies. Where can there be anything to pay to Konoha, not to mention Third Cage is not reconciled. Not only is Third Cage unwilling, even Chiyo is also unwilling, and even if Chiyo is for revenge, he doesn't want to let Konoha village easily. Chiyo's son and daughter-in-law have died on the battlefield, and they were still killed by Hitaki Tsukumo. Chiyo now dreams of killing Hitaki Tsukumo. Uchiha Yi, go and tell Sarutobi Hiruzen that Sand Shinobi was hit hard by me. After Ryu came back, he ordered Uchiha. If Sarutobi Hiruzen wants to seize this opportunity, it depends on Sarutobi Hiruzen. After receiving Ryu's order, Uchiha No went to meet Sarutobi Hiruzen. Master Ryu asked me to tell you that Sand Shinobi has been hit hard by Master Ryu. Uchiha Yi, who saw Sarutobi Hiruzen, was not half respectful. Although his attitude was not arrogant, Sarutobi Hiruzen could not accept it, but he could only bear it. Forbearance, hold back for the time being. Didn't you see that Danzo could even endure the extermination of his own people? His character is much more tolerable than Danzo. Tell Uchiha Ryu I know. Sarutobi Hiruzen told Uchiha to leave. Before Uchiha Ryu left the Konoha camp, Sarutobi Hiruzen knew about it right away. He had already sent someone to stare at Uchiha Ryu, of course. This was not staring deliberately, but told Embu Ninja to pay more attention after seeing Uchiha Ryu. In addition, Ryu did not hide in the first place, and he knew that some of Uchiha Ryu's movements were normal. It seems that he is going to deal with Sand Shinobi. I don't know if it is true or not. I will investigate first. Sarutobi Hiruzen can't believe it directly. What if he gets scammed by Uchiha Ryu? After all, he and Uchiha Ryu are already enemies, and this incident is not a secret to the entire Konoha camp. After the investigation, Sarutobi Hiruzen found that Sand Shinobi had indeed suffered heavy losses. In that case, what are you waiting for? And mobilize the Konoha Shinobi forces to gather and kill Sand Shinobi. It's just that Sarutobi Hiruzen is unlucky. By the time he brought Konoha troops to kill, Rain Shinobi and Rock Shinobi had received information from 3rd Cage and arrived. In the end, I came back with a sorrowful loss. Not only did I fail to take advantage, but I also got in a lot. The pig teammates can't move. After receiving the news, Ryu finally knew what a pig teammate was. If Sarutobi Hiruzen kills as soon as he gets the news, Sand Shinobi can definitely hit the piss, but what's the use of going after a long time? Sand Shinobi is not stupid. Of course, he will notify his allies to come to help, and be careful that Konoha will kill him again. All this is mainly because Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't trust Ryu. He doesn't trust Ryu's intelligence, so he missed the first time, and it was too late to wait until it was over. In the past few days, the fighting has continued, and Konoha is still being beaten by the coalition forces of the 3 Shinobu villages. Even though Sand Shinobi was hit hard by Ryu and suffered heavy losses, he still did not surrender. Ryu has not used Susanoo in the past few days, and the consumed pupil power needs to be slowly recovered. Even if Uzumaki's body can assist Mangekyo Sharingan to restore his pupil power, the recovery is slower. It took 3 full days for Ryu to return to the province-wide period. Do you want to do it again to Sand Shinobi? Ryu thought in his mind whether to come to Sand Shinobi again. Sand Shinobi must be defensive, but you can't avoid it if you are defensive. Ryu has to do it. Even if you are defensive, it's useless. I rely on hard power to kill, rather than relying on some conspiracy, so Sand Shinobi has nothing to do with it. Forget it. Let's shoot Rock Shinobi this time. Ryu leaves his tent and finds Sarutobi Hiruzen. Where is One-Tail Jinchuriki? What are you going to do? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Uchiha Ryu warily. Give me one tail and I will attack Rock Shinobi. I don't want you to continue to hold back then. Of course, if you don't want to win, it doesn't matter. Ryu looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen lightly and said calmly. Sarutobi Hiruzen knows what Ryu wants to do. He wants to control the tail beast to attack Rock Shinobi camp, but Sarutobi Hiruzen still has concerns about handing one tail to Uchiha Ryu. He knew that one tail was placed in Uchiha Ryu's hands. That was the real big killer. After Sharingan controlled the tail beast would not use its power indiscriminately. Well, I can give you one-tail Jinchuriki. In the end, Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and made a decision. At present, winning this ninja war is the most important thing. After that, Ryu saw Fenfu again, and the old monk Fenfu was also unlucky. He was caught by Ryu once, and for the second time by the sealing squad led by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Fun, you are also a poor person, let me end your pain. After Ryu finished speaking, he put his hand on the seal of Fenfu. This time Ryu did not let Fenfu be beastized, but directly extracted one tail. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face changed when he saw Ryu's movements, but he knew that by extracting the tail beast, it would be easier to control the tail beast. Jinchuriki is basically not illusionist, because the chakras of both sides affect each other, even if the use of Mangekyo Sharingan can be controlled, but the consumption of pupil power is not worth the loss. As long as he is not stupid, Ryu knows how to do this kind of business. It just sacrifices an insignificant life. No matter how good the character is, it is also an enemy, and he will not be merciless in killing. One tail was extracted by Ryu, and the part of the tail beast was extracted. At this time, the breath of life was fading rapidly. After being extracted from the tail beast, Jinchuriki will undoubtedly die. Instead, it is a Uzumaki tribe with strong vitality. The tail beast is drawn out and will not die immediately, but the blessing does not have a strong physique. He is just an ordinary person. Ignoring the life and death of dividing the blessing, Ryu looked at One Tail. Before One Tail was arrogant, Ryu had used Sharingan to control One Tail, and 3-Go Jade appeared in One Tail's eyes. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Uchiha Ryu, who was standing on top of One Tail's head and controlling One Tail's departure, and took a deep breath. One Tail Shohei's power is not weak, but under Uchiha Ryu's eyes, he is directly controlled. If you switch to 9 Tails, will it be easily controlled? The answer is very likely. Even 9 Tails estimated that it would be difficult to escape Mangekyo Sharingan's control. 9 Tails Jinchuriki must not appear in front of Uchiha Ryu. Endless fear arose in Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart. The threat is too great, and no matter what solutions are found in the future, it must be resolved. However, it is not the time to consider Uchiha Ryu's threat, and immediately summon the Konoha Shinobi forces to gather and prepare to follow Uchiha Ryu to attack Rock Shinobi. It would be great if you controlled 9 Tails at this time. Ryu lowered his head and glanced at the fat civet cat. The fighting power of this civet cat is still too weak, not to mention that it is far worse than 9 Tails and 8 Tails. At this time, let's make do with it. Ryu plus One Tail Shuhei, this combat power is strong enough. Don't look at One Tail Shuhei who looks obese. In fact, One Tail Shuhei is very fast, and it didn't take long to come to Rock Shinobi camp. First, let's come to a tailed beast bomb. Hello Rock Shinobi. Ryu directed towards Shozuru. One Tail Shuhei opened his mouth and began to release the tailed beast bomb that every tail beast would have. The chakra of yin and yang attributes gathered in the mouth of One Tail Shuhei in a ratio of 2 to 8, and then released it in one breath. Boom. This destructive power is definitely much stronger than the general S-level ninjutsu, and it is still a large range of damage. Rock Shinobi was stunned by the inexplicably flying tailed beast bomb, and soon he realized that it was an enemy attack. In fact, when Ryu came, he was detected by Rock Shinobi, but Rock Shinobi who detected Ryu hadn't ran back to report, so Ryu let One Tail Shuhei release the tailed beast bomb far away. Kill it. Let people see the power of the tail beast. Ryu was standing on top of One Tail Show Crane's head, controlling One Tail Show Crane to run wildly. When One Tail Show Crane rushed to the place, he saw Onoki had led Rock Shinobi to kill him. Uchiha Ryu. Onoki looked at Uchiha Ryu bitterly. Oh, Onogi, you know me, it's my honor. Ryu looked at Onogi with an unexpected expression. Onoki's expression is stiff, and now who doesn't know you? He has been famous since Uchiha Ryu defeated Third Raikage, and he has become famous in the whole ninja world. Uchiha Ryu, I want you to pay for my dead Rock Shinobi village ninja. Onoki angrily killed Ryu. That blow, the tailed beast bomb, caused more casualties than imagined because it was unprepared. Just relying on you little old man. You were outdated, now the world of young people. Ryu is in the trial space of the system, but he has played against Onoki, and he knows Oyeki well. Flying Thunder God Kanai threw it out, and when he saw Flying Thunder God Kanai, Onoki became alert. Now who doesn't know the power of Ryu Flying Thunder God technique? Originally because of the death of second Hokage, the reputation of Flying Thunder God technique has gradually disappeared, but now Ryu has established a reputation for Flying Thunder God technique again. While Oyemu was vigilant, he suddenly discovered that Kuwu Wufei was a bit far away. No, it was not aimed at him at all. Not good. Onoki recovered in an instant. Uchiha Ryu's goal was Rock Shinobi instead of him. Transfer with me. Using the Flying Thunder God technique, Ryu took the giant One Tail Shuhei and flew into Rock Shinobi's troops instantly. Flying Thunder God technique can take people to teleport, but it consumes more chakra. Ryu uses Flying Thunder God technique with One Tail Shuhei like this, and consumes chakra even more terrifying. Fortunately, he got the Uzumaki fairy body, and chakra is not a problem for him. Moreover, there is a chakra belonging to 9 Tails hidden in Ryu's body, but Ryu has never used it. After appearing in Rock Shinobi's troops, One Tail Shuhei began to kill the 4 directions. When he stepped on it, the ground would shake, and all the people who were stepped on became meat patties. The ninjutsu, Wind-style Karakan, was constantly released from the mouth of One Tail Morizuru, and the killed Rock Shinobi troops fled. Retreat to me, don't gather together. Onoki immediately issued an order. Facing such a behemoth, it is the best choice not to gather together, otherwise you will die. Wizo Susano. Prestige Susano means turning Susano into armor and covering it on the tail beast. Uchiha Madara used full-body Susano and 9 Tails used Prestige Susano. It was during the Battle of End Valley. Finally Uchiha Madara was defeated by Senju Hashirama together with 9 tails. Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke have also been used together, and now Ryu is only trying, and the attempt is naturally successful. The originally powerful one-tail Shuhei is covered with Susanoo's armor, and the defense has reached an unmatched level. Shohei's claws are also covered by Susanoo, and there are 2 more blue Susanoo swords. Shuhei, this is the most glorious moment in your life, but you have to take it well. Ryu sat on top of Morizuru's head and said softly. This is also a fact. Which time Shuhei played did not end with the last misfortune. This time is definitely the most glorious moment of Shuhei, enough for Shuhei to blow for a lifetime. Show he is in this state, even if he goes to 9 tails Kurama, he will be fine. Onogi, do you dare to use Chen Dun? Ryu shouted at Onoki whose eyes were cracking. Do you know Chen Dun? Onoki's expression changed slightly. In fact, Chen Dun is also a very secret. There are not many people who know Chen Dun. How did Uchiha Ryu know about it? I also thought that it was impossible for Uchiha Ryu to use the dust to kill him while he didn't know Chen Dun. Uchiha Ryu possesses the Flying Thunder God technique. I am afraid that he can kill Uchiha Ryu by using the dust escape. Let me see first, can you kill one-tail Shuhei with the dust escape limit stripping technique? Do you want to use it and show me? Ryu asked Onoki very sincerely, mainly because Ryu wanted to copy Oyuki's dust escape boundary stripping technique. Blood succession boundary ninjutsu cannot be copied, let alone blood succession is eliminated, but Ryu has mastered the dust escape, so it is possible to copy the boundary stripping technique. It just depends on whether Onoki will be released. If Onoki doesn't use it, then Ryu will be fine. Of course Onoki wouldn't use it. The boundary stripping technique is a large-scale continuous ninjutsu. If it is used, it is hard to say whether it can pose a threat to Uchiha Ryu, but he will definitely die. So unless Onogi's brain has a problem, it is absolutely impossible to use the limit stripping technique to deal with Ryu. Earth-style rock fist technique. Onoki's super big rock punch hits the huge body of one-tail Shozuru, and one-tail Shozuru was knocked back several meters. Well, the few meters that was repelled was actually just a move for Shozuru, but it was enough to show the power of Onoki. Ryu stared sharply at Onoki who was fighting with one-tail Morozuru. Onoki was in his prime, and his fighting power should not be underestimated. However, Ryu doesn't think that Onoki can beat it. It's a simple one-tail Shuhei, and Onoki can handle it without any problems, but now this one is one-tail Shuhei with a layer of Susanoo armor. Earth-style super aggravated rock technique. Yemu used the super weighted rock technique to strengthen the power of the rock fist technique. This time he beat the one-tail Shuhei more than 10 meters away, and even the Susanoo armor on the appearance of the one-tail Shuhei was cracked. But that was the end of the attack. It was impossible to penetrate the defense of Susanoo's armor, and the cracks that appeared were instantly repaired. Unless you use the dust escape, there is no threat to one-tail Morozuru, Ryu said toward Onoki. Onoki frowned. Why did Uchiha Ryu keep saying that he should use dust escape? What is the purpose? Onoki instinctively felt that there was a conspiracy. In fact, Ryu asked Onogi to use dust escape, mainly to replicate the boundary stripping technique, and Ryu has already met the original world stripping technique. In the face of a behemoth like one-tail Shuhei, using the primordial peel technique is useless, because the range of primordial peel technique is too small. Only the large-scale dust escape of boundary stripping technique can solve the current one-tail Shuhei. But the more Ryu wants Onogi to use it, the less Onogi doesn't want to use it. The chakra consumed by dust escape is too large and can only be used as a means to kill with one hit. Uchiha Ryu masters the Flying Thunder God technique. It is impossible to kill him with one blow, so why use chakra in vain? Besides, there are rock shinobi village ninjas all around. Can he ignore the ninjas in his village? Since you don't use it, then I'm not interested in playing with you. Ryu was a little disappointed, and then he controlled one-tail Shozuru not to fight Onoki, and it didn't do any good to fight Oyeki. It's better to take the opportunity to hunt down the ordinary rock shinobi. The original goal was to target those ordinary rock shinobi. Onoki is not easy to kill. Ryu does not want to waste time. After all, he has not evolved to Eternal Mangekyo, and his pupil power cannot be squandered casually. You and I block him together and let rock shinobi retreat back. Onoki said to 4 tails Jinchuriki and 5 tails Jinchuriki. This 5 tails Jinchuriki Ryu does not know him, and he is not yet a steam ninja man. Block me. Okay, you guys come up and try it together. Ryu moved instantaneously. With a Flying Thunder God art kunai thrown out, Ryu appeared above Onogi, and then, with the help of the force of the fall, kicked it down towards Onogi. Onogi, who felt the crisis in an instant, raised his arm that turned into a rock fist and blocked it above his head. Boom. With this foot, Oyemu was thrown off by a train as if he was hit by a train, and he slid out more than 10 meters on the ground, with bruises all over his body. What a terrifying force. Onoki's right arm flicked. Even though it became very strong after turning into Iwaken, it was still broken by a kick by Ryu. Following Tsunade, I learned the strange power technique, so Ryu's physical skills are not weak at all. Among the ninjas, Ryu is an almighty ninja. Ninjutsu, physique, and illusion, none of them are weak points. His physique is not as good as Third Raikage's kind of guy who can practice ninjutsu to the extreme, but he is not weaker than other shadow-level players. And Ryu is only 12 years old. According to this age, his physical skills should be the weakest, because the body is still growing and has not yet reached its peak. At the same time, Five Tails Jinchuriki entered the half-tailed animalization state, and so did the Four Tails Jinchuriki, entering the half-tailed animalization state and slew towards Ryu. Jinchuriki is not perfect. If they are forced to be completely tailed, their will be completely suppressed and become the will of the tailed beast. Lao Zi may be able to fully control four tails in the future, but he obviously can't do it now. He can only use half-tailed animalization. Do you think you can do it? Nine Tails Chakra emerges from the surface of Ryu, and then forms a tail beast coat, which belongs to the power of Nine Tails Chakra. This is the first time Ryu has used it. What, are you still Nine Tails Jinchuriki? Onoki felt the chakra of the tailed beast on Ryu, and looked at him in shock. Jinchuriki. I'm not like Jinchuriki. Ryu said plainly that the Nine Tails chakra in his body belongs to chakra without will, but Ryu's tool, which is fundamentally different from Jinchuriki. However, Ryu can use part of Jinchuriki's abilities, such as the abilities of the tail beast coat. In the face of Lao Zi and Five Tails Jinchuriki's attacks, Ryu did not dodge, and the Tails Jinchuriki's coat could help him withstand the attacks, just like Susanoo. This can be seen as a small Susanoo covering the body. Go away. A fist hit Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi, and a fist hit him several tens of meters, and Ryu's power also increased to a certain extent. Relying on the power brought by Nine Tails Chakra, Ryu completely contained three shadow-level powerhouses. Oyemu, Four Tails Jinchuriki and Five Tails Jinchuriki are all shadow-level combat powers. Wind-style Spiral Shuriken. After Uzumaki Naruto learned Sage Mode, he completely mastered this ninjutsu so that it would not hurt himself. And Ryu has perfected the ninjutsu of wind-style Spiral Shuriken through continuous research and improvement in 3 times the time of the system training space, and he can already throw it out without hurting himself. What? Five Tails Jinchuriki let out a scream. The tail beast's coat was torn by the power of the Spiral Shuriken, and his whole body was injured in varying degrees. This ninjutsu. Oyemu was a little bit timid. If he was hit, there would be only one dead end. Five Tails Jinchuriki was not dealt with by Ryu's blow because of its armored tail beast, but it was also severely damaged, and even the power of the tail beast could not be used. In fact, the strength of this Five Tails Jinchuriki is not too strong. After using the power of the tail beast, it is considered to be a shadow level. If the power of the tail beast is not used, it is a quasi-shadow. Before Onoki and Lao Zi could react, Ryu appeared in front of Five Tails Jinchuriki in an instant, and decisively extracted Five Tails Kakuo from his body. Damn it, Uchiha Ryu, stop me. Onoki roared frantically, but it was too late, and Ryu had already pulled Five Tails Kakuo out. Before Five Tails Kakuo expressed joy after being free, Ryu used Mangekyo Sharingan to control Five Tails Kakuo. Old Z is leaving. Onoki took a deep look at Uchiha Ryu, then made a choice and left with Lao Zi. Unable to continue entangled with Uchiha Ryu, he acquired Kakuo again. If he were to get Four Tails again, this Lost Rock Shinobi village could not accept his life. Let's go. Oyemu, you foolish species. Lao Zi cursed at Oyemu. Onoki's face turned black in an instant. He hated Lao Zi, and there was a deep conflict between the two sides from now on. If you don't leave, just stay here. If you don't stop One Tail Show Crane, we, Rock Shinobi, will be killed. Onoki turned angrily and quickly left. When Ryu fought with them, he still controlled One Tail Shuhei and attacked their Rock Shinobi troops. Even if Five Tails were not released by Ryu to control them, Onoki must go back to rescue Rock Shinobi troops. This guy also scolded Onoki for being a fool, but he ran faster than Onoki, which is really funny. Ryu looked at the half-tailed animalized state. Lao Zi, who was running faster than a rabbit, was not in the mood to pay any attention, and jumped on top of Five Tails Kokuo's head. Five Tails looks like a pure white beast that is a fusion of a dolphin and a horse. Among all the tail beasts, the appearance is pretty good. At least better looking than some weird guys. Moreover, the combat power of 5 tails is much stronger than that of 1 tail, and its strength is also high among all the tail beasts. With 5 tails, Ryu once again chased the fleeing rock shinobi, and controlled the 2 tail beasts to chase and kill him frantically. I think it's almost 2. Ryu stopped the 2-tailed beasts, turned and left. Rock shinobi, who had been scattered and fleeing, had no value in hunting down. Ryu, who went back, encountered the Konoha shinobi troops led by Sarutobi Hiruzen. It's up to you to play now, I have already defeated them. Ryu said faintly towards Sarutobi Hiruzen. Did you catch this? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at 5 tails Kakuo, his expression was not particularly good. Now there are 2 tail beasts controlled by Ryu. No, they must be taken away. Originally Uchiha Ryu was just a bomb, but now he controls 2 tail beasts, it is no longer as simple as a bomb. Don't ask so much. Ryu didn't return to the meaning of Sarutobi Hiruzen at all, mainly because in Ryu's opinion, what Sarutobi Hiruzen asked was just nonsense. This is not what I caught, or is it that you did not catch it? Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression is ugly. Uchiha Ryu really doesn't save him any face, forget it, I'll talk about it after solving Uchiha Ryu's affairs. Take the opportunity to get rid of Rock Shinobi first. As long as Rock Shinobi can be defeated, Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi will not put so much pressure. Sand Shinobi has been hit hard by Ryu before. Rain Shinobi has the weakest strength. Facing Konoha alone would be death. This time Sarutobi Hiruzen's attack was successful, and Onoki did not expect that as soon as Uchiha Ryu left, Sarutobi Hiruzen brought the Konoha shinobi to kill. In the end, he could only flee all the way, being chased all the way from the country of rain back to the country of earth. It can be described as miserable to extremely heavy losses, and there will be no more threats in a short time. Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi also got news later, but after receiving the news, neither Sand Shinobi nor Rain Shinobi helped Rock Shinobi. The cooperation between them is not so reliable. Sand Shinobi is too late to deal with his own situation, Rain Shinobi is to preserve his own strength. Don't look at Hanzo of the Salamander working with them, but in the eyes of Hanzo of the Salamander, whether it is Rock Shinobi or Sand Shinobi, they are actually enemies. Hanzo of the Salamander wants to build a country of rain that will not be invaded by major ninja villages, not a country of rain that is reduced to a battlefield in every war. But it is a pity that his demigod name is very loud for ordinary wandering ninjas. Those wandering ninjas dare not provoke, but for the 5 great ninja villages, no one puts Hanzo of the Salamander in their eyes. Although Hanzo of the Salamander is indeed very strong, Daijin village does have a sense of being superior to Shaojin village, which is a kind of contempt at the top of the class. After this battle, the form of Konoha village suddenly became better. Originally, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't see much hope of winning, but now the situation has been reversed. Ryu alone reversed the situation of the entire Ninja World War. Although Konoha was the victor of the Second Ninja World War in the original work, the current Ninja World War has long since been separated from the original. If there is no Ryu, Konoha village will be beaten to death even if it is not destroyed. Ryu, the 2 tail beasts, should they be handed to me? Sarutobi Hiruzen found Uchiha Ryu after returning. There was a sneer on Ryu's face, and he gave you the tail beast. 1 tail Shuhei can give it to you, but you are also embarrassed to ask for 5 tails Kakuo. 1 tail Shuhei can give it back to you. Ryu said nonchalantly that Sarutobi Hiruzen led someone to grab it. Ryu still disdains to snatch it. Moreover, if the tail beast controls 2, it is still a burden for Ryu. Just leave 5 tails. 5 tails combat power is much stronger than 1 tail Shuhei. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression is not very good. 1 tail Shozuru can return it to him. Does that mean 5 tails Kakuo he won't give it to him? Thinking of Uchiha Ryu mastering the threat posed by 5 tails, this is absolutely impossible. Ryu, any loot on the battlefield needs to be turned in. Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Uchiha Ryu. Hehe. How come I haven't heard of this rule? Maybe you just announced it now. He thought it was too funny. Sarutobi Hiruzen, this old guy, didn't expect to be so shameless. No, he should have expected this old guy to be shameless, he was still too naive. Do you want my trophy? The chakra on Ryu's body surged, turning on Mangekyo Sharingan and staring at Sarutobi Hiruzen. There was a faint tendency to do it. He is not threatening Sarutobi Hiruzen. Ryu really dares to do it, and he has proven it before. Remember, what I have is mine. Don't try to snatch it from anyone. For some people, I give you face and you don't want to. You only know what a mistake is when you have to slap you in the face. After speaking indifferently, Ryu blasted Sarutobi Hiruzen away. As for Sarutobi Hiruzen's mood, Ryu completely ignored it. The reason why Ryu turned his face with him was entirely because Sarutobi Hiruzen asked for it. It's really cheap. At the beginning, Ryu didn't defy Sarutobi Hiruzen's mission. For example, at the beginning, Ryu guarded the one-tailed Jinchuriki he had caught, and Sarutobi Hiruzen sent someone to transfer him. Ryu did not disobey the order. As a result, this guy and Danzo broke out about releasing one tail, and Ryu didn't care about it when he was angry. After that, Danzo still slandered the Shozuru he released, and wanted to take the opportunity to deal with him. Later, after turning his face, where did Ryu give Sarutobi Hiruzen a good face, but he still didn't treat himself kindly. At least on the surface. Obviously you can get along well, but you have to let me and you turn your face and slap you in the face. You are not guilty. After Sarutobi Hiruzen returned, Danzo immediately found Sarutobi Hiruzen. Are the two-tailed beasts coming back? One-tail Shuhei will come back, but five tails don't think about it for now. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and said. His face was uncomfortable. He didn't have any face in front of Uchiha Ryu, but he couldn't provoke Uchiha Ryu for the time being, and he couldn't even turn his face with Uchiha Ryu. People can turn their faces with you, but you have to take care of their emotions. This feeling is strange if it feels good. I knew that he would never hand over the tail beast. Danzo gritted his teeth, only one eye showing unspeakable hatred. Annihilation. How could Danzo not hate him? But even though Danzo hates Ryu, he dare not appear in front of Ryu. To be precise, Danzo was scared. Danzo is also afraid of death. He knows that Uchiha Ryu really dared to kill himself. He even dared to shoot against Sarutobi Hiruzen, let alone right him. There is no scrupulousness in doing things. This kind of person is the most terrible. Sarutobi, five tails must not be left in Uchiha Ryu's hands. You must take it over. Otherwise, can you feel at ease? I said, don't think about it for now. Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a deep voice, really thinking he didn't want to take five tails back, but he couldn't. What kind of strength is Uchiha Ryu? Sand Shinobi, who broke into the Sand Shinobi camp and can commit suicide alone, flees, and can defeat Rock Shinobi's troops with one-tail Shuhei. I have seen the power of Susanoo before, and if I really turned my face with Uchiha Ryu last time, the consequences would be disastrous for Konoha village. If you can really deal with Uchiha Ryu, why do you have to hold back after Uchiha Ryu killed a dozen Konoha shinobi? Why do you want to sacrifice the Shimura clan and also stabilize Uchiha Ryu? The reason for everything is that you can't beat it. If you can beat Uchiha Ryu, you still have to watch Uchiha Ryu arrogant here. Humph. Danzo left with a cold snort, with endless jealousy in his eyes. He always wanted to master the tail beast, but he couldn't succeed. Last time he wanted to get one-tail Shuhei, but yes failed. And the last Shozuru incident was the cause of Konoha and Uchiha Ryu Kaide's turn. Uchiha Ryu could easily grasp the tail beast that he couldn't get by any means. How could Danzo not be jealous? The power of Mangekyo Sharingan. After leaving Danzo, there was endless greed in the remaining eye. Why is Uchiha Ryu so arrogant? It's not relying on the power of Mangekyo Sharingan. If he can get the power of Mangekyo Sharingan, wouldn't it be easy to control the tail beast and become Hokage? There is also the wood style of the Senju clan. The Senju clan can suppress Uchiha and must have a stronger power than Uchiha, Senju Nawaki. Danzo has endless cold light in his eyes. Although Mangekyo Sharingan wants to snatch him, he hasn't lost his mind. It is almost impossible to win Mangekyo Sharingan's power. But the power of the Senju clan may be able to plan. As long as the Senju clan researches the wood style against Uchiha, the time for revenge will not come. Uchiha Ryu, I will definitely make you pay. Thinking of the enmity of the genocide, Danzo growled frantically. But even if he vented his grievances, he didn't dare to make too much noise, for fear that it would be heard in Uchiha Ryu's ears. Danzo is really afraid of Uchiha Ryu. There are not many people who are stronger than Danzo, and there are even Konoha shinobi who can kill him. For example, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Hitaki Tsukumo, but Danzo is not afraid of these two people. He cannot give Sarutobi Hiruzen any face. As for Hitaki Tsukumo, Danzo has never seen it before. Even if he is better than him, it is just a tool. But Danzo is only afraid of Ryu. Maybe he doesn't admit it, but in fact he behaves honestly. As long as he sees Uchiha Ryu, Danzo will walk around for fear of being seen by Ryu. They even dispatched the root organization Ninja to pay attention to the surroundings so that Uchiha Ryu would not pass by, and was already scared to this extent. Being bullied and afraid of hardship is played to the fullest by Danzo. Actually, Ryu won't kill him, but Danzo thinks too much. After all, keeping Danzo is too useful. In the future, if you completely antagonize Konoha village and then defect, keeping Danzo will reduce the strength of Konoha village. At least Hitaki Shumo, the shadow level powerhouse, can be solved without bloodshed. Third cage, Hanzo of the Salamander, are you here to watch the fun? Onoki is wrapped in bandages, and some bloodline can even be seen. Part of his injuries are from Ryu, and the other part is from Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this time, Onoki stared at Third cage and Hanzo of the Salamander very badly. Before Rock Shinobi was hunted down, Onoki didn't believe that Third cage and Hanzo of the Salamander didn't know, but they didn't send anyone to help. For a while, Onoki's heart also cooled down. It sounds good that they are an alliance, but in fact they are not one heart at all. Under such circumstances, Konoha can't be beaten. They will be destroyed one by Konoha. Sand Shinobi is in a very bad situation. Ryu killed many mainstays, but their Rock Shinobi is worse than Sand Shinobi. As for Rain Shinobi, Onoki doesn't like it very much. Sand Shinobi and their Rock Shinobi are mainly used to deal with Konoha. Rain Shinobi is not very useful. There are not too many strong people among Rain Shinobi. The number of Jonin is too far from that of Danin village. If it weren't for Hanzo of the Salamander, the top powerhouse, who would appreciate Rain Shinobi? What does Third Tsuchikage mean? We will come to you to watch a joke. When Third cage listened to Onoki's unkind words, his expression became cold. In fact, after knowing about Rock Shinobi's situation, Third cage was really gloating. The main thing is that before Oyemu, he did not ridicule them less, but Oyemu was ridiculing them. What, they can't even deal with a mere Uchiha Ryu, they even say that he is a trash. Of course, it is not explicitly said that he is a waste, but the meaning of performance is that no one came to rescue Oyemu, and it did have something to do with Oyemu himself. It was he himself that offended others. Even Hanzo of the Salamander has offended him. He has mocked Rain Shinobi village as a small shinobi village before and despised Hanzo of the Salamander. Had it not been for Hanzo of the Salamander's scruples, I'm afraid he would have been fighting with Onoki. We Rock Shinobi decided to withdraw from this ninja war. Onogi glanced at Hanzo of the Salamander and Third cage, and then spoke to them. What, do you want to surrender? Third cage stood up directly, startled by Onogi's words. Even Hanzo of the Salamander couldn't keep calm. When did I say that I would surrender? I just took Rock Shinobi out of the ninja war, but I didn't want to surrender. Onoki said lightly, taking Rock Shinobi back to Rock Shinobi village. Even if he doesn't surrender, what can Konoha do to him? Konoha won't have the power to push him by then. Are you willing? Hanzo of the Salamander asked Onoki. Withdrawing from the ninja world war now is equivalent to having spent all the previous expenses in vain. Even if you don't admit defeat, you will actually lose. What if you were unwilling? Do you have a way to deal with Uchiha Ryu? Of course Onoki was not reconciled, but if he continued to fight like this, he would not see the hope of victory. Without Uchiha Ryu, Onoki is confident that Konoha village will definitely lose, and it will definitely lose. But Uchiha Ryu has become a variable in this war. Because of one person, he failed the war that was supposed to be won, which Onogi never thought of when he first started. I think we can try again together. It's too early to opt out. This time we unite. How about you being the commander-in-chief? Third cage gritted his teeth and said to Onoki. There is no way. Onoki wants to quit this war, but Third cage is not reconciled. If Onoki really quits with Rock Shinobi, he will definitely lose. Therefore, in order to prevent Onoki from withdrawing, he also needed to pay something. I had discussed the unity of the Sanin village troops before, but there was no good negotiation at the time. This time, Third cage intends to use Onoki as the commander-in-chief as a bargaining chip, in exchange for Onoki not to withdraw from the war. After spending about 3 hours here at Rock Shinobi camp, Third cage and Hanzo of the Salamander left. At this time, Onoki had a smile on his face, and even his previous losses were behind his head. I didn't expect these two guys to be so cheating. Looking at the direction where Third cage and Hanzo of the Salamander were leaving, Onoki was disdainful. Previously, Onoki said that he would take Rock Shinobi to quit the war, but in fact, Onoki didn't really want to quit the war. They just wanted to make a point of benefit, but didn't expect the harvest to be good. The two of them didn't see through Onogi's true intentions at all. Now Onogi got his wish, received material assistance from Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi, and became the commander-in-chief of the ninja forces of the 3 shinobi villages. That's right, the last 3 shinobu villages chose to truly unite, with Onoki as the commander-in-chief. Huang too, go and send this letter to Third cage. Onoki took out a written letter and gave it to his son Huang too. His purpose was to tell Third cage to move towards the country of fire again. It is best to be able to move, and it doesn't matter if you can't. At the same time, in Konoha camp, Ryu is considering how to end this ninja war as quickly as possible. Sand Shinobi suffered a lot of damage from his attack. Rock Shinobi suffered more damage than Sand Shinobi, but they did not retreat. The attitude of defeating Konoha is very resolute. Unfortunately, for my reward, it is impossible for you to win. Ryu's eyes were shining, and there was a plan in his heart. If you guessed it correctly, Onoki and the others, who are still unwilling to give up, will definitely unite completely to deal with Konoha village, so Konoha village will definitely suffer. Uchiha Yi, in the next few days you are responsible for taking the tribe, and don't let the tribe cause too much damage. Ryu called Uchiha Yi in, and ordered Uchiha Yi. Then Lord Ryu, what are you going to do? Rock Shinobi Village. Taking out a map, Ryu looked at Rock Shinobi Village on the map. Now the elite ninjas of Rock Shinobi Village have been brought out by Onoki. If Ryu enters Rock Shinobi Village at this time, who can resist the entire Rock Shinobi Village? At that time, Onoki can only take Rock Shinobi back to the rescue, and he will inevitably withdraw from this ninja war. I don't believe that Onoki can remain indifferent after his home is stolen. If he is truly indifferent, then Ryu really wants to admire Onoki. After that, Ryu left without telling Sarutobi Hiruzen about the plan, and it didn't make much sense to tell him. Now he is not fighting for Konoha, nor is he fighting for Sarutobi Hiruzen, but for the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan rewarded by the mission. What did Uchiha Ryu leave the camp to do? Sarutobi Hiruzen knew the news of Uchiha Ryu's departure for the first time, because when Ryu left, he left with 5 tails Kakuo. Sarutobi Hiruzen could not know the news. Even Rock Shinobi, Sand Shinobi, and Rain Shinobi received the news, so they should be careful to prevent another surprise attack by Uchiha Ryu. But while preparing for Sanin village, Ryu had already galloped away with 5 tails towards Rock Shinobi village. 5 tails ran very fast and didn't know he was tired. It only took less than half a day to reach Rock Shinobi village in the hinterland of the country from the border of the country of rain and the country of fire. As this Rock Shinobi village? It's completely different from Konoha village. This is the first time for Ryu to see other big ninja villages, but it is not as good as Konoha at first glance. Konoha village is the best developed among the 5 big ninja villages. Occupy the best place and have the most money. If you still can't develop the best, you can just smash it to death. 5 tails, give me a tailed beast bomb first. Ryu doesn't do anything to sneak in quietly. If you want to go in, you can just punch in. 5 tails tailed beast bomb, bombarding Rock Shinobi village. Boom. After a sensation of shaking the mountain, the ninjas of Rock Shinobi village reacted. To be honest, they really didn't expect anyone to attack the village. No, that's 5 tails Kakuo. Did 5 tails Jinchuriki run away? Look at its eyes, it's 3 Tomo Sharingan. 5 tails is controlled by Sharingan. No, it's going to enter the village. Hurry up and block it. Mori, you go to command the villagers to evacuate. Chunin and Genin are not allowed to participate in the battle, and send someone to send a message to Lord 3rd Tsuchikage, saying that our Rock Shinobi village has been attacked. Yes, Elder Ishida is careful by himself. The entire Rock Shinobi village was completely messed up because of a tailed beast bomb. Fortunately, they had also been attacked in the acting village. After experiencing the initial chaos, they quickly took action. At this time, 5 tails had already rushed into the village with 5 tails waving. Any buildings touched by the tails were directly destroyed, and the destructive power of the tail beasts was revealed to the full. Damn beast. As a member of the Rock Shinobi elders, Ishida was naturally the first to face 5 tails. Elder Ishida, this 5 tails is controlled by the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Someone must be hiding in the dark. You need to be careful. An elite Jonin came to Ishida and said to Ishida, I know, if I guess correctly, it should be Uchiha Ryu. I don't know where he is. Ishida is not an idiot, and with the intelligence of ninja, he can easily target the enemy. 5 tails made chaotic and crazy attacks, but Ryu did not show up at this time, because Ryu still has big things to do. 5 tails is raging outside. Are you still watching here? In Tsuchikage's office, Ryu's figure appeared here, faintly looking at the 3 elite Jonin. It's the enemy, kill. The 3 elite Jonin were very decisive and attacked Ryu. Monthly reading. Ryu and Jonin, one of the elites, looked at each other and destroyed the other's spirit with monthly reading, causing the other's mental breakdown. If there were no accidents, they would never wake up and could only be a vegetative. Of course, Ryu didn't even give him the chance to be a vegetative. A kunai pierced his throat and took his life. You too. Damn it too. Using the dark action technique of illusion, catching the moment when the opponent is blind, Flying Thunder God kills an elite Jonin, and the other elite Jonin is controlled by Ryu's illusion Sharingan. Where is the sealed book of your Rock Shinobi village? Ryu asked Jonin, the elite who was hypnotized by his Sharingan. Do not know. Since you don't know, then you have no value. Ryu did not hesitate to end the opponent's life, and then separated dozens of shadow clones and searched around here. As long as the Book of Seal is hidden here, I can definitely find it. However, Ryu was afraid that the Book of Seal was not hidden here. After searching for a full 10 minutes, the entire Tsuchikage office was overturned, and he still could not find the Book of Seal in Rock Shinobi Village. It seems that it's not here. Forget it. If you can't find it, you can't find it. Ryu gave up looking for the Book of Seals, and then searched for Rock Shinobi's materials. Most of the materials in Rock Shinobi Village were sent to the frontline battlefield, but many of them were placed in the village. After Ryu found them, they were all moved to the system space. A lot of gains. The materials Ryu received in the system space have not been counted, but the amount is more than the accumulation of the ancestors of the Uchiha clan. The war supplies of shuriken, kunai, and detonating talisman all fall into Ryu's hands. It's time to do business next. Ryu uses Susanoo, the third form of Susanoo's swords, to cut towards the surrounding Rock Shinobi, and Ryu also prioritizes destroying the buildings in Rock Shinobi Village. Damn it, I'm going to kill this bastard. No, my house is destroyed, damn bastard, damn it. A group of Rock Shinobi killed Susanoo at Ryu with red eyes, and then went to death bravely. They looked fragile in front of Susanoo, especially now that Five Tails hasn't gotten it done yet, and Five Tails is still killing all around, causing no less damage than Susanoo. For these ordinary ninjas, I'm a dimensionality reduction blow. Ryu looked at the ninja who couldn't break his defense, and the two sides weren't opponents of the same dimension. If there is a strong shadow class here, leading a group of ninjas can cause trouble for him, but there is no backbone inside Rock Shinobi Village. When Ryu was destroyed inside Rock Shinobi Village, 3rd Tsuchikage Onoki, who became the commander-in-chief of the Sanin Village coalition forces at this time, was full of vigor, and his short figure seemed to be infinitely elevated at this moment. Have you found a trace of Uchiha Ryu? Onoki asked 3rd Kazekage. It hasn't been investigated yet, but based on the direction Uchiha Ryu is heading, it should be the direction of the country of soil. Although 3rd Kazekage was unhappy with Onoki's tone of asking his subordinates, he still resisted in order to defeat Konoha Village. You said Uchiha Ryu is the direction to go to the country of soil? There was an inexplicable panic in Onimu's heart, and his intuition told him that something bad might happen. Father, my father is not good. Huang Tu hurried in at this time. Looking at the flustered appearance of Huang Tu, Oyemu was a little dissatisfied. For this son, Onoki also attaches great importance to it, but the talent of Huang Tu is only average, much stronger than ordinary ninjas, but he is not able to act as the backbone of Tsuchikage. Rock Shinobi Village is not like Konoha Village. Konoha Village is the cradle of genius. It is difficult to find a successor in Rock Shinobi Village. I told you to call me Tsuchikage-sama outside. Yes, Master Tsuchikage. Huang Tu quickly lowered his head and replied. Master Tsuchikage, Uchiha Ryu took 5 tails and attacked Rock Shinobi Village. Rock Shinobi Village sent people to ask for help. Huang Tu hurried to tell Oyemu this important piece of information, and Oyemu couldn't sit still in an instant, and suddenly came to Lois and grabbed it. What you said is true. Yes, Elder Ishida hopes that Tsuchikage will return to support as soon as possible, otherwise Rock Shinobi Village may be completely destroyed. Damn it, I shouldn't care. Onoki ran out immediately, summoned Rock Shinobi's troops, and prepared to go back to rescue Rock Shinobi Village. Wait, 3rd Tsuchikage, are you going to leave like this? 3rd Kazekage saw Oyeki going away and immediately stopped Oyeki. We didn't plan before, and we attacked Konoha Village with all our strength and won in one battle. Do you think it is important to beat Konoha, or is Rock Shinobi Village important? Onoki snorted coldly, then waved his hand and took Rock Shinobi away. Of course, home is the most important at this time. Rock Shinobi Village really has a problem, and even if it wins, it doesn't make any sense. Can't persuade him anymore, he's gone. Hanzo of the Salamander didn't say anything at all, because Hanzo of the Salamander knew that Onoki would definitely return to Rock Shinobi Village. If he is Onoki, he can't let his village be destroyed. Uchiha Ryu can only say that Uchiha Ryu is very skilled, and when they want to completely unite against Konoha, they easily split them. As soon as Onoki hurried back to Rock Shinobi Village, Ryu left with 5 tails, leaving behind the devastated Rock Shinobi Village. At this time, the buildings of Rock Shinobi Village were destroyed by 80%. Although there are no statistics on the dead and injured ninjas, at least close to 1,000 people, including civilians who have not had time to go to the shelter, are also seriously injured. The loss of Rock Shinobi this time far exceeds that of Konoha's 9 tails attacking the village in the original work. Ishida, the elder of the elders, is one of the few quasi-shadows in Rock Shinobi Village. Genin died the most. Many good seedlings, and the mainstay of Rock Shinobi Village in the future also died. Onoki looked at the numb expression of the ninja in the village, tears could not stop. Uchiha Ryu, my Rock Shinobi Village is at odds with you. Lois, take people to comfort the villagers, and then prepare to rebuild Rock Shinobi Village. What about Uchiha Ryu? Don't you let him go. Huang Tu's eyes were red, and he asked his father Onoki unwillingly. Just now Onoki didn't mention how to deal with Uchiha Ryu. According to the ninja in the village, Uchiha Ryu hasn't been away for a long time, and now he can go hunting down. I order you to appease the villagers and rebuild Rock Shinobi Village. The terrifying aura on Onoki's body made the Lois retreat several steps in a row. It's not that I don't want to find Uchiha Ryu for revenge, but that I can't. Onoki crouched and whispered to himself. Even though he was roaring at the opposite of Uchiha Ryu, if he wanted to hunt down Uchiha Ryu, Konoha would still lose a lot of strength. If Uchiha Ryu can be killed, Onoki is willing to pay the price, but the point is that Uchiha Ryu cannot be killed even if he pays the price. Uchiha Ryu, who possesses Flying Thunder God technique, can leave at any time, not to mention that no one can ever play if he does not leave. Even if Onoki was angry again, his sanity still remained, and he made the most correct choice. Unexpectedly, I didn't chase me down. It seems that my arrangement was in vain. Ryu is in a valley in Rock Shinobi Village, where many traps are laid out. If Rock Shinobi chases and kills them, at least hundreds of them will be killed or injured. It doesn't matter if you don't come. Ryu sits on top of 5 tails and makes 5 tails rush back to Konoha camp. Now Rock Shinobi Village has been solved. Rock Shinobi Village is badly injured, and with the large amount of supplies given by Ryu, Rock Shinobi has to withdraw from this war of Ninja World. Get Rock Shinobi, then only Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi are left. Oh, there is another Cloud Shinobi that may make a comeback. Rain Shinobi is not to be afraid of. Although it is the strongest Shinobi village outside of the 5 great Shinobi villages, the Little Shinobi Village is the Little Shinobi Village, and its background cannot be compared with the Da Shinobi Village. Remove the peak combat power Hanzo of the Salamander, Rain Shinobi is not very strong, but in the territory of Rain, because of the advantage in this field, he can still fight against the ninjas of Danin Village. Ryu returned to Konoha camp. The Konoha Shinobi also knew what Ryu had done. They were very complicated. The originally disadvantaged Konoha village was revitalized by Uchiha Ryu alone, but they still don't want to admit Uchiha Ryu in their hearts. However, Ryu does not need their recognition, and Ryu does not do this for Konoha village. Rock Shinobi was out of this ninja battle. Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi were a little flustered. Although their ninjas combined were still more than Konoha, they did not have the slightest confidence. Uchiha Ryu's name has become their nightmare, including Rain Shinobi, who has never encountered Ryu, and also regards Ryu as a nightmare. With Rock Shinobi out, Sand Shinobi plus Rain Shinobi and Konoha's battle, it was a losing streak. Without Ryu's shot, the defeat has been completely revealed, and it seems that the defeat is set. Just when Konoha Shinobi was full of ambition and felt he was going to win, Cloud Shinobi suddenly made a comeback. In order to take revenge, Third Raikage led 5,000 ninjas to the frontier of the Country of Fire. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who received the news, immediately dispatched Hitaki Tsukumo to deal with Third Raikage. Originally, Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted Uchiha Ryu to go, but Danzo told him not to let Uchiha Ryu go. Uchiha Ryu's prestige is already too high, and the previous notoriety has been wiped out. If Uchiha Ryu gains prestige, I am afraid that his Hokage will be completely unstable. Out of these considerations, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Hitaki Tsukumo to go, and Sarutobi Hiruzen felt that Hitaki Tsukumo had no problem dealing with Third Raikage. After all, Third Raikage is just the weakest shadow. Sarutobi Hiruzen sent Hitaki Tsukumo to death. After Ryu knew that Hitaki had been sent to deal with Third Raikage, this thought popped up in his mind. Is Hitaki good? It's really powerful. Konoha White Fang is already known as the ninja world, but why should he fight Third Raikage? Unable to break the defense, Hitaki Tsukumo put out the strongest attack, and was unable to break the defense of Third Raikage. After all, Third Raikage was a guy who resisted Ryu Suzano for more than a dozen punches without dying. It takes a bit of effort for Ryu to deal with Third Raikage. I hope Hitaki Tsukumo will not be beaten to death. Flying Thunder God technique touched. Ryu stood up suddenly and looked in a certain direction in Rain Country. Flying Thunder God Kanai I don't give many people. Could it be that Nawaki is in danger? Thinking of Nawaki in an instant, Ryu didn't have time to think too much, using Flying Thunder God technique to move in a long-distance space. In fact, it's not a long distance. If you haven't gone out of the country of rain, it's not a long distance at all. Puff. Ryu, who appeared in an instant, saw the form clearly. A shuriken pierced an Ambu-dressed ninja, and then Reikiri with one hand and Rasengan with one hand, eliminating the other two ninjas. Then Ryu looked at Nawaki. His pupils shrank slightly. Nawaki was a bit miserable at this time. His right arm disappeared. There were many scars on his body, and a penetrating wound on his abdomen. If it weren't for Nawaki, a member of the Senju tribe, who possesses Sage Body's vitality, I'm afraid he would be dead. Healing Jutsu. Ryu uses the learned medical ninjutsu, which is an advanced medical ninjutsu, and Ryu may not be able to learn it without Tsunade's guidance. Are you okay? At this time, Ryu asked Nawaki, who had a weak breath. He just held Nawaki to his life. He was hurt too badly. Ryu was going to die a while later. Yes. You were here, Ryu. Nawaki's pale face didn't have the slightest blood, and he barely showed a bleak smile at Ryu. Where is your right arm? Ryu asked Nawaki. If he could find Nawaki's right arm quickly, he might reattach the broken arm. Taken away. Nawaki sat up reluctantly, lowered his head and said, I will take you back to Konoha camp to find your sister. Hearing that Nawaki's right arm was taken away, Ryu frowned. It seemed that he was still late. It was not only these three ninjas who wanted to attack Nawaki, but some people left with Nawaki's arm. Those three ninjas should take care of the funeral. Taking off the masks of the three ninjas, Ryu can't know the identity of each other, and there is no ninja forehead protector on him. Check it later. Nawaki's injury can't keep him going. Ryu's medical ninjutsu skills are not good enough, but Nawaki is barely out of danger. Using the Flying Thunder God technique, took Nawaki back to the camp and went to the logistics department to find Tsunade, but Tsunade was not there. She and Orochimaru and Jiraiya went to deal with Hanzo of the Salamander. Now you can only hope that your sister will come back soon, otherwise it will be difficult to keep your little life. Even if I don't die, I will give up. Nawaki looked at his arm bitterly. His right hand was gone, and he wouldn't even be a ninja in the future. It's just the loss of one arm. You think it's a big deal. There is no way to get you another arm. Ryu said to Nawaki. For example, first-generation cells. It is not difficult to use first-generation cells to create an arm for Nawaki, but Nawaki may not be willing. Also, it's not that you can't make seals with one hand, and you can't get stuck with one hand, so you don't need to be dead and alive. Hehe, Ryu, do you know that I was betrayed by my companion? Nawaki said in a low voice. When Ryu first arrived, there were two corpses on the ground. They were Nawaki's companions, but it was because of their sneak attack that Nawaki lost an arm and fell completely into the wind. And the reason why they died was not killed by Nawaki, but killed by the elite ninjas who attacked him. Perhaps it was to kill them. Then you are really miserable. I told you a long time ago that the battlefield is not for you. Looking at Nawaki sympathetically, Ryu continued to use medical ninjutsu to help Nawaki hang his life, and some other medical ninjas also helped Nawaki hang his life. Those medical ninjas couldn't stabilize Nawaki's injury, and their medical ninjutsu was not even as good as Ryu. When Nawaki almost couldn't hold it, Tsunade finally came back and hurried back. She knew that Nawaki was seriously injured and was dying, because Ryu sent Uchiha to notify her, so she could quickly return. How is this going? Tsunade watched the miserable Nawaki sink into anger, and the terrifying chakra cracked the ground. Hurry up and take back your aura, or he will die, Ryu reminded Tsunade. Withdrawing his breath quickly, Tsunade hurriedly treated Nawaki. Ryu was watching by the side, and he had to say that Tsunade's medical ninjutsu far surpassed him. Under Tsunade's treatment, Nawaki's injury stabilized, but his life was saved, but the loss of his right arm left Tsunade speechless. How did Nawaki get hurt? Tsunade asked Ryu coldly. It's not against Ryu. Tsunade is angry now. She didn't expect her brother to be injured like this. Ask Nawaki yourself. Ryu frowned, then said lightly. After that, Nawaki told Tsunade about how he was seriously injured. Tsunade stood up like an angry lion. Ryu, take me to the place where Nawaki was injured. Taking a deep breath, trying to calm his emotions as much as possible, Tsunade squeezed his fist, still having difficulty suppressing the anger in his heart. I will take you over. Ryu used the Flying Thunder God technique and took Tsunade to the past. Fortunately, Ryu subconsciously left a Flying Thunder God technique in that place before. It's really early to come as a coincidence. Looking at the two ninjas cleaning the battlefield unexpectedly, the two of them were stunned when they saw the sudden appearance of Ryu and Tsunade. Konoha Forehead Protector. Is it made by Sarutobi Hiruzen or Shimura Danzo? Ryu looked at the forehead protector on the heads of these two ninjas. These two guys who cleaned the battlefield were obviously accomplices of the ninjas killed by Ryu. It's dead. Ryu glanced at the two ninjas who died of poisoning and wearing Konoha Forehead Protector. Seeing Ryu and Tsunade appear, the two ninjas were surprised, and then immediately committed suicide by taking poison. Even Ryu hadn't had time to stop them. Tsunade inspected the corpses of the two ninjas. As for the three ninjas killed by Ryu and the corpses of two of Nawaki's companions, they had already been burned by the two ninjas. Who do you think did it? Tsunade got up and asked Ryu. Why ask me? Ryu raised his eyebrows, looked at Tsunade and asked. Because you were smart. Oh, then I would like to thank you for the compliment, but I'm sorry, I don't know who did it. Ryu shook his head. If it is speculation, who do you suspect? That's a lot. There are many people who can be suspected, such as Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi, and Rock Shinobi is not even excluded. Ryu shook his fingers and counted. Sarutobi Hiruzen is unlikely. Nawaki is not a threat to Sarutobi Hiruzen. In addition, he is your teacher. In your face, he will not attack Nawaki. His possibility is relatively small. I ruined the village of Rock Shinobi. I can't help but rule it out. Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi are both possible, but the most likely one is Danzo, the old guy. Nawaki has no threat to Sarutobi Hiruzen, but he can become a strong competitor to the next Naruto. Danzo dreams of being Naruto. It is not impossible to cut off the threat. There may be other purposes. The other purpose should be to study Nawaki's body, to be precise, to study the power of the Senju clan. Danzo has not collaborated with Orochimaru to study first-generation cells and conduct wood-style experiments, but it is estimated that Danzo is also coveting the power of wood-style. As the heir of first Hokage, Nawaki, who is most likely to awaken wood-style, will become Danzo's target. It is not surprising, especially since Nawaki is not very strong and easy to succeed. Of course, all of this is Ryu's guess, and there is no evidence. Danzo. Tsunade clenched his fists, and the ground under his feet cracked. You don't really believe me, do you? Why don't you believe it? Tsunade asked Ryu back. You should be aware of the contradiction between Danzo and me. Don't you think I'm instigating discord and deliberately asking you to deal with Danzo? Although I don't know you completely, I know that you don't bother to do this kind of thing. If Ryu wants to deal with Danzo, according to his personality, he will not use any means at all, he will directly trample Danzo to death with his strength. As long as I find out the identities of these two ninjas, I can know who they are. Danzo, I hope it's not you. Tsunade carried the two corpses and returned to Konoha camp full of fright. Ryu looked at Tsunade who was going back, and shook his head slightly. Even if you know that Danzo did it, you can't do anything with Danzo. Tsunade is not Ryu. First of all, there is no ability to solve things. Even if you know the truth, can Tsunade solve Danzo? No, Tsunade can't do it, Sarutobi Hiruzen will stop her. Moreover, Tsunade's feelings for Konoha village are different. Ryu can have a face with Sarutobi Hiruzen and even the entire Konoha village without worrying about Konoha village, but can Tsunade do it? I wanted to use Flying Thunder God to take you back. Since you want to run back, then run back by yourself. Ryu used Flying Thunder God to go back. I didn't go to see Nawaki. Nawaki's boy is not in danger for the time being. Tsunade has taken the shot, and it is no problem to save his life. Not long after Ryu came back, Tsunade also returned to Konoha camp, carrying two corpses to find Sarutobi Hiruzen, and threw the two corpses directly in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Tsunade. What are you? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the Konoha forehead protector, who was obviously the corpse of Konoha Shinobi, frowned and stared at Tsunade. Check the identities of these two people for me. They have something to do with the murderer who shot Nawaki. Tsunade said with a bad temper. Today's Tsunade is like a barrel of explosives, it's pretty good if it doesn't explode completely. What you said is true. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep look at Tsunade, and then sent someone to investigate the identities of the two Konoha Shinobi. It was quickly investigated. These two Konoha Shinobi are just ordinary civilian ninjas, at best they are somewhat talented, and there is no extra information at all. Old man, you are lying to me. According to my investigation, these two people are related to the Root organization. Tsunade looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen coldly. Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils shrank, and his face changed a little. In fact, the information that was investigated revealed that these two people had been in contact with the Root organization, but Sarutobi Hiruzen had subconsciously concealed it. Then Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to wait until Tsunade left, and then went to Danzo to ask if this matter had anything to do with Danzo. Sure enough, these two people really have something to do with the Root organization, right? Tsunade stared at Sarutobi Hiruzen closely, and had noticed slight fluctuations on Sarutobi Hiruzen's face. What she said was just swindling Sarutobi Hiruzen, and Tsunade succeeded. Without talking to Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tsunade punched the door of the command post and went to find Danzo. Tsunade, Danzo is not in Konoha camp. You misunderstood. This matter has absolutely nothing to do with Danzo. Danzo has already gone to support Hitaki Tsukumo. Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately walked out and said to Tsunade. But Tsunade didn't listen at all. He came to the place where Danzo was. After searching the place, he couldn't find Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen breathed a sigh of relief. Really let Tsunade find Danzo, then the matter was big, and the angry Tsunade absolutely fought Danzo desperately. I said, Danzo has left Konoha camp. This should be a misunderstanding, or someone deliberately provoked it. Hehe, Mr. Sarutobi, do you think I'm a fool? Danzo was ordered by you to stay in the camp today. Now you say he is going to support Hitaki Tsukumo. Do you think I'm out of mind? Tsunade sneered at Sarutobi Hiruzen, her anger almost overwhelming her sanity. Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his mouth and cursed Danzo half to death in his heart. Now Sarutobi Hiruzen is 100% sure that this matter has something to do with Danzo. Otherwise Danzo will not hide and find no one. Tsunade, there is definitely someone deliberately instigating this matter. Some people have hatred with Danzo. They may be deliberately planted and framed. I will definitely investigate the truth, and I will never hurt Nawaki in vain. Some people you are talking about refer to Ryu, right? Tsunade looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen sarcastically. Third Hokage, if you still treat me as your disciple, give Danzo to me, otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless. Tsunade's chakra covers the fist, which is a sign of the use of strange force punches. Tsunade, even if this matter really has something to do with Danzo, please take care of Konoha's situation. You finally get the upper hand. Konoha can't withstand the wind and waves. Do you want to see the death of the Shinobu village built by Master First Hokage? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tsunade severely and shouted. He clenched his fist, his nails were sinking into the flesh, and blood dripped from Tsunade's fingers. You better not let Danzo show up in front of me, or I will kill you. Tsunade exuded a cold murderous aura, then turned and left. Sarutobi Hiruzen let out a sigh of relief. Tsunade was temporarily persuaded, and the internal chaos will not happen temporarily. Ryu looked at Tsunade with a headache. The woman ran to him for a drink, and then got drunk and made him smell like alcohol. Uchiha Ryu, do you think I'm a trash? You know who the enemy is who hurt my brother, but you can't take revenge. Tsunade's face was red, and he asked Ryu all over his body. In my opinion, you are indeed a waste. To be honest, I have always looked down upon someone like you. Ryu doesn't care if Tsunade is really drunk or fake, anyway he just tells the truth. Haha, you really don't give me face at all, smelly boy. Tsunade threw the hip flask in his hand aside, covered his face with his right hand, and then tears flowed out uncontrollably. What do you think I should do? Go to Danzo to get revenge, the chaos inside Konoha, and ruin the great situation. But if I don't take revenge, am I worthy of Nawaki? So you came to me to find the answer. Haha, it's funny enough, I'm not a spiritual mentor. Ryu pushed away Tsunade's upside-down body with disgust. This body smelled a little bit drunk, at least Ryu couldn't stand it. I'm not you, and I can't give you the answer. If it's me, I won't worry so much. Revenge is the most important thing, but you are not me. Actually, when you came to me, you had the answer in your heart. Yeah, I'm not you. I am a little envious of you as a kid. Do whatever you want. It's like me caring about this and that. Tsunade laughed at himself. So our two concepts are completely different. Don't come to me anymore. The kindness of saving Nawaki this time will be regarded as repaying your love for teaching me medical ninjutsu. Stay away from me in the future. Are you despising me? Yes, this is also for your good. The two of us have different ideas. We can't be friends, but we are still the same as enemies. Ryu said flatly to Tsunade. After that, Ryu left, leaving Tsunade alone, who was drinking here. The next day, Danzo left Konoha camp and went to support Hitaki Tsukumo. Well, I left quietly without letting Tsunade know that it was Sarutobi Hiruzen's order. Yesterday Sarutobi Hiruzen found Danzo. After talking to Danzo, although Danzo strongly denied that he did not recognize Nawaki, Sarutobi Hiruzen also confirmed that it was Danzo. Finally, Sarutobi Hiruzen warned Danzo and dispatched Danzo to leave the battlefield to support Hitaki Tsukumo. Hitaki Tsukumo was also not going well. It was said that Third Raikage was very strong and he was injured by Third Raikage. Let Danzo leave because he didn't want to ignite the explosive barrel of Tsunade. A few days passed in a blink of an eye, and things seemed to have subsided last time, and Tsunade was calm and did not make any more trouble. At the same time, the situation on the battlefield of Rain Country is very good. Both Sand Shinobi and Rain Shinobi have been defeated steadily. Ryu has taken several shots, and Sand Shinobi already has the intention of surrendering. The main thing is that Sand Shinobi can't hold it, and the materials can't hold it. The Kingdom of the Wind is not rich originally, and the name of the Kingdom of the Wind is still a miser. Sand Shinobi has no money to fight the war of attrition. Rain Shinobi, a small shinobi village, doesn't seem to mean to surrender. The ambition of Hanzo of the Salamander probably hasn't dissipated yet. Why are you woman here again? Didn't you say stay away from me? Ryu frowned and looked at Tsunade. Smelly boy, I am kind to teach you medical ninjutsu. No, my medical ninjutsu is enough. Ryu waved his hand. He only needs to master a little medical ninjutsu. He didn't think how proficient in medical ninjutsu was. In the future, Ryu must master the power of Yang Yun. Compared with real Yang Yun, medical ninjutsu is nothing. The power of Yang Dun is the strongest medical ninjutsu, and people who are dying can be pulled back from the ghost gate in an instant. You seem to really dislike me. Tsunade's voice was a little low. Tsunade, Konoha village and I will completely turn our faces sooner or later. Although I don't know when that day will come, I don't think it will be too far away, so we will become enemies sooner or later. Ryu looked at Tsunade deeply and said, unless you are willing to give up Konoha village, but this is impossible, so take advantage of this to keep your distance with me. Tsunade looked at the back of Ryu leaving, and whispered to himself. How do you know that it's impossible? Danzo and Hitaki Tsukumo can't even beat third Raikage. What are they doing? Ryu looked at the newly obtained information. Danzo was beaten and fled. Hitaki Tsukumo suffered a severe injury. If you go on like this, my task will be completed properly. You deliberately dragged me back, right? At this moment, Ryu's expression can be as unhappy as it is. If Hitaki knows, I am afraid he will vomit blood. Who wants to hold back? He really can't beat third Raikage. When he first played against third Raikage, Hitaki Shumao couldn't help being a little contemptuous. After all, he was the famous Five Shadows weakest, and it has been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. But after the fight, Hitaki Tsukumo discovered that this was the weakest, and even third Hokage didn't put him so much pressure. If he hadn't had some ability, he would have been killed by third Raikage. And third Raikage was very restrained by Hitaki Tsukumo. Hitaki Tsukumo relied on skill and speed to kill, and third Kazekage was unable to get a bargain from Hitaki Tsukumo. But third Raikage is crushed by speed and strength. The speed is faster than Hitaki Shumo, and the strength is more than 10 times that of Hitaki Shumo, and Hitaki can't beat Hitaki Shumo's defense. A living invincible monster, even the resistance to illusion is very high. Hitaki Tsukumo's illusion has no effect on third Raikage. It seems that I can only deal with third Raikage. Ryu thought for a while, took the Uchiha tribe, and let 5 tails set off as a mount towards the Cloud Shinobi battlefield. The face of Sarutobi Hiruzen who received the news is ugly. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen originally planned to let Uchiha Ryu deal with third Raikage, he has not ordered it yet. Without giving an order, Uchiha Ryu took the person away, clearly not paying attention to him. In fact, after turning his face, where did Ryu put Sarutobi Hiruzen in his eyes? Ryu's departure also had some impact on the battlefield of the Kingdom of Rain. There were too many Konoha shinobi on the battlefield of the Kingdom of Rain. Especially Uchiha Ryu, the evil god, left. Sand Shinobi, who was planning to surrender, suddenly stopped surrendering. The monster Uchiha Ryu is gone, and I feel like I can do it again. At the same time, third Raikage also got the news that Ryu was coming. After receiving the news, third Raikage was very cautious and had already lost once. Naturally, it is impossible to despise Uchiha Ryu again. If it hadn't been for Uchiha Ryu's contempt last time, their Cloud Shinobi would not have been defeated so miserably. This time, the learned third Raikage is fully prepared. Uchiha Ryu, this is the time for me to avenge the death of Cloud Shinobi in your hands. Third Raikage involuntarily used lightning-style chakra mode because of hatred. In order to deal with Uchiha Ryu, he was prepared long ago, and the 8 tails Jinchuriki brought them over, waiting for Uchiha Ryu to arrive.